Welcome to the Geeks for the Win podcast, the podcast where we talk. Wait, no. How do we do this again?
What
the
podcast where
we talk about our week as geeks.
Our month.
Our month as geeks.
Yeah.
Month. Something like that.
It's ended up being that way.
Oh man, yeah. Like and we don't mean for it to be as inconsistent.
No, it's like, hey, can you do this on Friday? Hey, can you come 2 states over on Friday? I guess.
Well, I mean, yeah, last week was that was a good reason though.
Yeah, I was looking for a job and I happened to go 2 states away to look for it. So, yeah, that's where I was last week. And the week before that was just a phone interview from California that just happened to be at the time we usually do the show.
Two states away, the equivalent to like what, halfway across Europe? Like
pretty much, yeah.
Oh, that's one of my favorite things is like to see those videos where like the people, the Europeans are just like freaked out about how large America, when they find out actually how large America is. And like, you know, you were talking about having to drive 5 hours, and I'm like, that's not too bad, like getting back to your family. But that's like to the Europeans, that's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? Driving for 5 hours?
Yeah, and I always love it. Like, oh, Americans don't know geography. Here's a map of the United States. Name where the states are. They always fail. Now, granted, a lot of Americans can fail that test too. But like, yeah, to us, like going like to them, like going to another country is just going to another state for us. Like that's just like it's.
Oh, my
it's the
favorite
same
is
thing.
when they learn how long you can drive from one side of Texas to the other side of Texas. Like that's the best. Like it's like
Yes.
12 hours to get from one side of Texas to the other side.
Yes, like that's insane. And Texas isn't even the largest state.
No. Yeah. So, anyways, what have you been up to, Stuart?
Stuff. I've been up to stuff. Namely, I've been up to watching some anime. One anime that I've been watching, and I'm kind of surprised you haven't been watching it, or even brought it up, has been Delicious in Dungeon.
Have I not brought that up at all? Like
we talked about it before it came out, that you said you wanted to watch it, but we've not actually talked about the show itself.
Gotcha. Yeah, I have watched some of it.
It's still coming out. There's like
it just wrapped up.
No, there's two episodes left.
Is it? Okay, because I saw something that said it's over with. Like,
No, according to my anime list, it's 25 episodes. No, they're on 23. But yeah, I started watching. I'm only on episode 13, so I'm not fully caught up to everything yet. But the whole premise is starts off with dude's sister being eaten by a dragon that they were fighting, and the dungeon. When you die in the dungeon, you don't actually die. You can be revived. So they're now trying to get back to the dragon before she's digested, to cut the dragon open and get her out so she can be revived. But they don't have the money to really for like food and supplies, so they decide they're going to live off what they can get in the dungeon and
私たち
eat
空腹
monsters
が
and
原因で
stuff.
失敗したようなものだし
Which
ここでは食うか食われるか必死にな
I'm
らなければ
surprised
食わ
that
れ
like
るのはこ
nobody
ちらだ
really did this before to use the dungeon
早
as
くパリンを
a
助けに
resource.
行かなきゃ。
もし竜に食われたのが俺だったなら
Because like
よし
apparently if you just know how to cook, you know, the monster, it apparently it's really good. Which you can say that about anything though. Like if you know how to cook it, it's good.
こうなったら
背がひれ
Yeah,
も
it's
味
just
が
it's just the like the stigma it has on like
美味しい。
you know
馬鹿に
like
して悪かったな。
気にするなただ通りすがっただけだ
for us we can't even imagine eating a horse, but like in other countries they
俺
eat
たちは
horse.
一度
Sure.
空腹でレッドドラゴンに負けたんだ
You know, it's just
同
something
じ
it's,
鉄は
I
踏まない だろ
like it to something like that. You know, they see these disgusting. Some of these monsters are disgusting and ugly looking, of course. You know, and it's like, how could that actually taste good? You know?
Well, let me introduce you to crab. Very disgusting looking. It's horrifying. So I saw a TikTok yesterday of a crab eating. I'm like, oh my god, aliens are among us and have been for a long time.
もう一緒
I'll
に
do you
は
one
行かない
better.
方
Look
が
at
いいかもし
lobster.
れない
Those are just those are sea cockroaches. Like,
ファリン
Ugh. But people
食われ
love
た
them.
ドラゴンの腹の中で魔
I
法が
don't,
効かなかった
but
私たち
people
空
do.
腹が原因で失
I mean,
敗
it's
した
all
ような
it's
もの
it's
だし
just a it's just a
食うか食われる
it's
か
just it comes
必死
to
に
like
ならな
a
ければ食われるのはこ
until
ちらだ
someone's tried it. You know, until someone's
早く
done
パリンを
this.
助けに行
Like,
かなきゃ。
you
も
know.
し竜に食われたのが俺だったなら
よし
But it's actually less focused on the food than I thought it would be. Like not that
Yeah.
it doesn't focus on food, but it's just less than I thought.
背がひれも味
Like
が
I'm not
しみたい
watching this coming out hungry like I thought it would
う
be.
まいか。
美味しい。
Well, that's because it's all like fake
ただ通りすがっただ
food
け
as well.
Like it's still like for instance when they're
俺た
cooking
ちは
like
一度
kelp,
空腹
I'm
でレ
like
ッドド
that
ラ
just
ゴン
looks
に
like
負け
beef.
たんだ同じ鉄は踏まないだろ
So like it's still like a meal you could, you know, looks like you could actually make. But you know they're using, you know, fantasy and ingredients to make it. But I'm not
and
not watching this going.
Some of it's weird when they're like, "Oh, we open up these fake coins that are actually monsters or whatever, and we eat the like." You know some of it's kind of a little like, okay, this is a little too bizarre.
Yeah.
Like,
さよなら。
you know, I can't really get behind this as far as like excited for
食われた
watching them.
ドラゴンの腹の中で魔法が効かなかった
私たち
Coin
空腹が原因で失敗したようなものだし。
ここでは食うか食われるか必死にならなければ食われるの
But
は
I
こち
will
ら
say
だ
this, like it probably has one
早
of
くパリンを助けに行かなきゃ。
もし
Something
竜に
caught
食わ
my
れたのが俺だったなら
that I never
Yes.
thought about, like in the sense of like
Yes.
like the Dungeons and Dragons. You know, like spirits are weak to holy
つま
water.
り魔物を
You
食べ
know,
るってこと
it
こうなったら
affects
背
them
が
in
ひ
a
れ
way.
も味がしみたい
俺は絶対食わないからな。
And people just like I've always seen just like throw holy water, you know, it breaks and you know
ただ
holy
通り
water's
すがっ
gone.
ただけだ
What they did in this
もうや
was they tied it into a jar and just swung it around while keeping the water
同じ鉄は
intact.
踏まない
But the,
Because it goes
but
right
the,
through it,
the
yeah.
spirits pass through the jar, get the holy water in their effect. I'm like, that's genius.
I remember that. I was like, "Oh, that's pretty clever.
That is
That's clever right there."
Genius.
You're a little farther than I am. I'm on 8, episode 8.
Okay.
It's one of those things where like it got to like episode 12, and I'm like, okay,
もう一緒
like
には行かない
I'm
方がいい
stupid.
か
I
も
just
しれ
don't
な
look it
い
up. I just don't look these things up. I'm like, okay, so 12, so
Buddy.
it's probably done, or there's one more episode. And I started watching it.
ドラゴンの
And I
腹の
saw
中で
there,
魔法が効かなかっ
you
た
know, I
私
saw
たち
there was
空腹
more.
が原因で
There was
失敗
another
したよう
episode
な
the
ものだ
next
し。
week,
ここ
and
で
I'm like,
は
oh.
食うか食われ
And I
るか
looked it up, and
必
I'm
死
like,
に
oh,
な
there's
ら
no
なければ
lava
食われ
there.
るのは
Okay.
こちらだ
And
俺
I'll
は
wait
お前
till
た
it's
ちを
done.
失いたくない。
You know,
早くパリンを助けに行かなきゃ。
all those
もし
things.
竜に食われたのが俺だったなら
I'm bad at looking up
Yes.
how many episodes there are,
行くぞ
and I just assume like I really should start looking at stuff.
つ
I will say this, where I'm at right now, I'm wondering how much more it's going to focus on the food and not just the story.
バカにして悪かったな。
Because something happens episode 11, 13, or 11, 12, 13, like, oh,
俺たちは一度空腹でレッド
interesting.
ドラゴンに負けたんだ。
Huh.
同じ鉄は踏まない。だろ？
I'm really curious on where this is going to go. I won't spoil it, but like, if something didn't happen in episode 12, that could have been the end of the show, and they're done.
Interesting.
もう一緒には行かない方がいいかも
But
しれないね。
it is very good.
さよなら。
I will say it is very good.
ファリン。
Yeah, I liked it, but like it definitely was not
ドラゴンの腹の中で
exactly
魔法
not
が
what
効
I
か
was
なかった。
私たち
expecting.
空腹が原因で失敗したようなものだし。
ここでは
No.
食うか食われるか必死にならなければ食われるのは
Because a
こ
lot
ち
of
ら
the
だ
food preparation they do is
早
not
くパリを
quite
助けに
like
行かなきゃ。
もし
It's
竜に
quick.
食われたのが俺だった
No,
ら
it's just
Yeah.
like it's quick.
Yes.
It's cut. It's
行くぞ。
you know, like, oh, just do this, and this, and food. Kind of it.
versus something like
つまり魔物を食べるってこと？
こうなったら是が非でも味が知りたい。
俺は絶対食わないからな。
完成じゃ
well that, but
Oh my
I was
Oh 美味し
I'm
い。
trying to
バカにして
the one
悪か
where
っ
the
た
dude has like the
ただ
skill
通りすがっ
where
た
you
だけ
can buy
意
stuff
味わから
online.
ん。もうやっ
Oh, I know what
俺
you're
たちは
talking
一度
about.
空腹でレッドドラゴンに負けたんだ。
Because he
同じ
ends
鉄
up
は
like
踏まない
just becoming like he ends up just cooking it. He ends up like traveling with he ends up hiring like a group or a group of adventurers to get him somewhere, and he ends up cooking for them, and he gets this like giant dog familiar or wolf familiar, whatever spirit something, you know, out overpowered familiar, and ends up cooking, and you know he goes into a lot of like actual food preparation and like
もう一緒に
actual
は行か
real
ない方がいい
techniques
かも
that
しれない
are
ね。
you know
さよなら。
legit, like that are actually done in our world and stuff like that with the food and stuff
食わ
like
れたん
that.
だ
And
ドラゴンの腹の中で魔法が効かなかった。
私たち空腹が原因で失敗したようなものだし。
ここでは食うか食われるか必死にならなければ食
But
われるの
I
はこ
said
ちら
this
だ
on
俺はお前たちを失いたくない。
早
Netflix,
くパリを
and
助
it
け
is
に行
coming
か
out
なきゃ。
もし竜に食われたのが俺だったなら。
something that Netflix is doing a lot more lately.
行くぞ。
yeah, so there's one more episode left. It's on 24.
I looked it up and
つまり
I
魔物を
just
食べるってこと？
I just
こうなった
three
ら是が非でも味が知りたい。
unless there was a 0.5 episode. This is 24 episodes.
それうまいか。
美味しい。
バカ
Unless
に
there
して
was a
悪かったな。
0.5.
気にするな。ただ通りすがっただけ。
Sometimes they do
意味わ
that.
からん。もうやっちゃ
俺たちは一度空腹でレッドドラゴンに負けたんだ。同じ鉄は踏まない。だろ？
unless there are 26 episodes. That also. Looking it up now. If I could spell, that'd be great.
Oh, the one I was talking about. Campfire cooking in another world with my absurd skill. Yeah. Because like he gets
もう
accidentally
一緒には行
teleported
かない方がいいかも
with
しれない
two
ね。
others who are meant to be
Sayonara.
teleported, and his skill says like online and you know online shopping.
食われたんだ。ドラゴンの腹の中で魔
That's
法が効か
useless
なかっ
because there's
私
no
たち
online
空腹が
here.
原因
and
で失敗したようなものだし。
finds
ここで
buy
は
stuff
食う
from
か食われる
the
か
actual
必死に
living
ならな
world.
ければ食われるのはこちらだ。
俺はお前たちを失いたくない。
早くパリを助けに行かなきゃ。
I'm
もし
big
竜
in
に食
cooking
われ
and
た
I
のが
like
俺だった
cooking
なら。
animes and stuff like
Yes.
that. So
Okay,
Yixo!
then it's done. Last episode came out yesterday.
yeah, I thought I saw something now that said that because there's also a season 2 coming out. I
こうなっ
think
た
I
ら
saw
是が
as
非でも
well.
味が知り
I'm
たい。
not
俺は
surprised.
絶対食わないからな。
Yeah.
完成じゃ。
I've seen a lot of TikToks of people talking about the
気に
show.
するな。ただ通りすがっただけだ。
Yeah, I've
That
seen
means-
shirts on those like the
俺たちは一度空腹でレッドドラゴンに
ones
負
where
けたんだ。
they're like one
同じ鉄
one
は踏ま
design
な
a
い。
day type stuff. I've seen shirts of this where they made clever designs
Sure.
off of this. Oh, that's cool. That's, you know. But yeah, I've got like 10 more days until I'm going to pause Netflix for a little bit until there's more stuff I actually want to watch. So I'll probably finish this up. That'll be one of the things I
さよなら
make sure to finish up.
ファリン食われたんだ
So what about you? What have you been up
私たち
to?
空腹が原因で失敗したようなものだし
First thing I got a
必死
movie
にならなければ食われるのはこちらだ
俺はお前
where
たちを
which
失い
it's
たく
kind
な
of
い
crazy because movies are coming out like to VOD like
That's me.
a month
That's
after
Hebrews.
release now.
And this
Like,
is my hero's journey.
It does seem like they're coming out quick.
yeah, because
Oh.
like
Start from the top.
Really? Okay, no, sorry. I'm
Yeah,
watching the trailer.
Okay, I'm not the hero of this story.
this one is The Fall Guy.
just a stunt
And I
guy.
watched this a couple weeks ago.
Trying to
Like,
look cool in front of the director of this movie.
this
That's her,
came out
who I just so happen
super
to have a
early
major
on
crush on.
Yeah,
VOD.
it did. I didn't know. I didn't even look for it because I didn't think it was
Trying
out.
to make out?
Well, like
'Cause I
the
don't
like
either.
the
It's not what
well,
I'm into right now.
it's the
Yeah.
like $20
Talking.
VOD. You know?
Oh, okay.
But I have like a
There's
credit
just
or
one
a
little
coupon
wrinkle.
credit
The
thing.
star of the
Yeah, but
movie.
still, like you have a family, you
Is
know,
missing.
you pay
We need you to
$20
find
bucks,
him.
Why me?
can make your
You're a
own
stunt
snacks,
man.
don't
No
even have
one's
to go to
gonna
the
notice
theater.
whether
Like
you're here or
theaters are
not.
dying. I
Perfect.
think
mean,
like
some taken.
I don't know how they're gonna recover
Full
from stuff like
disclosure,
this.
he has
Like,
fallen in with some shady
you
people.
know,
Just checking in on you.
Godzilla
And then
versus
not gonna let you
Kong, like
sniffing
2
around.
is has been out on VOD as well.
Yeah, but it's like the $20 one too. That's all, like,
Yeah, but
that's a bit
still,
much.
This is insane,
Yeah.
man.
I mean, it's a bit much for us, you know, single people,
got
but
drugs,
like if you have a family, that's way cheaper than
murder.
going out to,
Absolutely.
you know, like
What's an ice crime?
Are you saying ice cream
it's
or ice
crazy.
cream?
I saw
Ice
Disney
cream.
is
Okay,
trying to
it's hard. I'm
combat
not
this,
reporting
and
an
they're
ice cream.
making
Yes, no, I
claims
get
that their
that.
movies are gonna be in theaters for like at least over 2
This is
months.
an epic
and
story
2 to 3 months before it
cosmic
goes to VOD
proportions.
and then streaming and all this and that.
The bad guys are
You
closing
know, this
in.
is-
We're gonna hide you.
Nope.
I
we're
mean,
gonna
like
beat
I
this
said,
shit
it's
out
it
of
it this literally came out a month after
I never forget a fist. I don't mean it like that.
it premiered in theaters. The Fall Guy,
Nothing
and
like
this
a
is
good
the
twist.
Who doesn't love a twist?
this is the Ryan Gosling.
Let's make some trouble.
Get out of my head.
What's her name?
Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt.
Stay alive.
I get I don't know why. I get Emily
shit.
Blunt and who do I get her mixed up
I have a
with?
better idea.
You want to die? Okay.
Emily Blunt.
Maniac.
I think I get Emily
man's
Blunt and Brie
crazy.
Larson mixed up. I don't know why.
Blonde?
Maybe I don't know. Like,
Damn.
And we beat the shit out of them.
but I always have to, or at least I always have to think like, wait, which one am I?
One last
which one
shot.
am I? Which
Going
one
down
is
in a
this?
blaze of
Emily
glory.
Blunt is the British one.
Yeah. But it's those
We need a big
two.
finale.
How many
What's
takes do you
what's
have
his
of that?
name?
I've got 5 takes.
Winston Duke, I think, is in this too. He's M'Baku in the MCU,
Okay.
which I love. Like, I absolutely love
That's
him
me.
as
Colt
M'Baku,
Seavers.
and he's great in this
And this
as
is
well.
my hero's journey.
Is there anyone else noteworthy? There is the
just
guy
start
that
from the
he is a stuntman for is Aaron Taylor Johnson,
okay,
okay.
I'm not the hero of this
because
story.
this is about like Ryan Gosling is a stuntman,
I'm just a stunt guy.
you know.
So this
Trying to
is
look
a,
cool
like
in front
a
of the
kind of a
director of this
reboot of the
movie.
TV series, right?
That's her. Who I just so happen to have
Kinda,
a
yeah.
major
I've never
crush on.
watched the TV series
We
at
need to
all.
keep it
I,
So.
I knew of it,
Cool.
and that was kind of
Yeah,
as
I
far
knew
as
of it.
Because I don't either. It's not what I'm into right now.
Yeah.
Making out?
Yeah.
What are you into?
And the
Talking.
trailers,
Yeah.
There's
the
just
trail.
one little
I don't know if
wrinkle.
you've seen the
star
trailers,
of the
Stuart.
movie.
Like,
Writer.
it made me think that like he was
We need you to
chasing
find
after
him.
her.
Why me?
Like,
You're a stunt man. No one's going to notice whether
Yeah.
you're here or not. No offense.
no, they're together when
some
it
taken.
starts.
Oh, okay.
Full disclosure.
Yeah.
He has fallen in
No,
with
that's
some
not how the
shady
trailer's
people.
portrayed at
Just
all.
That's
Get in on you.
that's
Then
not how
not
it's
gonna, like,
portrayed at all.
sniffing
No,
around.
they're together when it starts, and he does this crazy stunt, and then they're like, Aaron Taylor
This
Johnson is this like
insane,
douchey
man.
actor, like
Of course.
you
We
know,
got drugs,
just one of the most
bad guys,
obnoxious, douchey,
and murder.
you know, just you know,
What's an ice crime?
Are you saying ice cream or ice crime?
Ice crime.
prima
Okay, just
donna
you answer, it's hard.
actor.
I'm not reporting an
you
ice
know,
cream.
and
Yes, no, I get that.
they're
Okay.
saying, oh, we need to do this again or whatever.
This
and
is an
he's like,
epic
but it was
story.
perfect, you know. And he's like, it's the dumbest
The
reason they
cosmic
want to do it again.
proportions.
So he does it again, and he gets in an
Bad
accident.
guys are closing in.
We're gonna hide you.
Nope. We're gonna beat this shit
Okay.
out of him.
And the stunt is, if I remember
never
correctly,
forget
the
a
stunt is
fist.
like him
I don't mean it like
falling
that.
backwards, like with you know, he has a harness, but he's like just falling straight
Nothing
down.
like a good twist.
Uh-huh.
Who doesn't love a twist?
And he ends up like breaking his back and all this and that. And
Let's make some trouble.
Get out of my head.
he ends up he doesn't want to be a burden
Stay alive.
to
now
Jodie, which is
We're gonna
Emily
beat the
Blunt's
shit out of
character. So he kind of like ghosts her.
I have a better idea.
And what we're seeing is like him kind of trying to, him wanting her back later on.
Okay.
But they were all ready to get, like, yeah, the trailers made it seem like they were not together at all at the
We're gonna
beginning,
surround
starting
them.
off
And
with.
we beat
Okay.
the
But,
shit out of him.
This movie is action packed, dude. Like,
I mean,
there's so many scenes. Like,
I mean the trailers are just full of action too. But like,
yeah,
imagine
big
being the
finale.
stunt guy for Ryan
How many takes do you have that?
You're
Right?
you're portraying a stunt guy who's pretending to be a stunt guy who's pretending to be a stunt guy.
yeah. In what world is Ryan Gosling the stunt guy for Aaron Taylor Johnson?
And this is my
Like,
hero's journey.
that's the hard part to get behind. Like,
Honestly, what they should have done is actually cast a stunt guy and actually
Okay,
get
I'm not the hero of this
you know,
story.
you actually have a stunt guy be more
I'm
than
just a
just
stunt guy.
background of
Trying to look cool in
Fight
front of the
scenes.
director of this movie. That's her.
Yeah.
Who I just so happen to have a major
but
crush on.
need to keep it super professional.
it shows
Wanna make
him
out?
like recover.
'Cause I don't either.
It goes
It's
straight
not
to
what
like
I'm
he's
into right now.
recovered, you
Making
know,
out?
after
Yeah.
the
What are you
accident,
into?
Talking.
and he's like
Yeah.
out of the business.
There's
He's
just
parking
one little
cars,
wrinkle.
The star
you
of the
know,
movie
and then he ends up
is missing.
getting called
We need you to find
because like
him.
Why
it's
me?
established
You're a
that like
stuntman. No one's gonna notice
Emily
whether you're
Blunt's
here or
character
not.
is
thanks.
a
Some taken.
videographer or video.
Full
That's right.
disclosure,
Is that
he's
the word?
fallen in with some shady people.
Just checking in on you.
The
And they're
camera
not gonna
person,
let
like
you
the
sniffing around.
yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, and they make it like she has a dream she wants to be a director and all this and that, and
This
you
is
know, so when
insane,
he's
man.
like after he's recovered, like when
We
it
got
goes
drugs,
to he's recovered
bad
and he's parking
guys,
cars and all that, he gets a
and
call
murder.
from like you know the producer
ice
who's
crime?
Are you saying ice cream or
played
ice
by
crime?
the
Ice crime.
she's
Okay, just you
the
answered. It's hard. I'm not
the-
reporting an ice cream.
Yes,
chick
no, I
the
get that.
female
Okay.
owner from Ted Lasso, I think that's her.
This is
Okay.
an epic story. The
Yeah,
cosmic
that- yeah.
proportions.
Yes.
The bad guys are
and-
closing in.
We're gonna hide you.
She's
We're
all
gonna
saying,
beat
"Oh,
this shit out of him.
you know, we need you.
I never forget a fist.
We need you for
don't mean it
this and
like
all,
that.
and you know, and she asked for you by name and all this and
Nothing like a
that.
good twist.
Who doesn't love a twist?
Basically, it turns out like, you know, kind of a
Let's make some
lie.
trouble.
Get out of
And,
my head.
the producer lied to him to
Stay
get him
alive.
there so he can find
What?
the
We're
actor
gonna beat the
because the
shit out of
actor's
him.
gone missing.
I have a better idea.
And it's him going through like all this crazy stuff, trying to find find the actor,
Stuntman's
you know,
crazy.
Aaron Taylor Johnson's character and stuff like that, and lots of crazy, lots of
And
crazy
we
stuff.
beat the
Like,
shit out of
Just
him.
unbelievable. Like this is definitely an action-packed movie.
One
story.
last stunt.
Like
Going down in a
You know.
blaze of glory.
the trailer shows a lot. But that's not everything. Like there's so much more,
Good.
and there's a lot
big
more to the story
finale.
too. What I said is like not.
How many
What I
takes
said
do
it
you have
seems
that?
like
I've got
it's a
5
lot, but
takes.
it's not. There's a lot more to it that I'm gonna leave out because you know it's definitely something I'd recommend checking out once it becomes a bit cheaper. And yeah, May 3rd, only in theaters, and It's June 14th now, and like I said, I
That's
watched
me.
this like
Colt
2 weeks
Seavers.
ago. Like,
And this is my hero's journey.
Yeah, the trailer makes it seem like he gets caught up in some real life kind of
Could we just start from the top?
scandal or event
I'm not
kind of
the
a
hero of
thing.
this
Gets
story.
kind of wrapped up in some criminal thing.
I'm just a stunt
And
guy.
I don't know what it's for. I have
Trying to
no
look cool
clue
in front of the
what it
director of
is.
this movie. That's her. Who I just so happen to have a major
well,
crush on.
Aaron, like he said, he's looking for Aaron Taylor
Cool.
Johnson's character.
Do you wanna
He's
make out?
gone missing.
Because I don't either.
You know,
It's
they
not what I'm
kind
into
of
right
need him
now.
for
Making out?
the movie.
Yeah.
You
What are
know,
you
this and
into?
that,
Talking.
and,
Yeah.
you know, there's him having to
There's just
deal
one
with,
little wrinkle.
you know,
The star of the movie.
There's some weird scenes with
He's missing.
him and Emily
to
Blunt's
find him.
character.
Why me?
Like,
You're a stunt man. No
there,
one's
there's
gonna
some
notice whether
weird,
you're
there's
here
some
or
weird
not.
scenes that are
I
like,
mean,
that's not
some
quite
taking-
professional what you're doing. Like,
Full disclosure, he has fallen.
and
in
I'm
with
not
some
saying like
shady
it's not, and
people.
it's not
Just
like
checking
you
in
know
on you.
anything
And they're
sexual
not
or
gonna
anything
like
like that.
you
It's just
sniffing
like
around.
the way she's like handling him returning and stuff like that. It's like
I'm just a stunt guy.
that's interesting. That would never happen in real life.
man. Uh-huh.
And
We got
but
drugs.
yeah, it's got a
Bad
pretty
guys.
good main cast. Like I said,
murder.
Ryan Gosling, Emily Blunt. Aaron Taylor
What's an
Johnson's
ice
not in
cream?
it a
Are you
lot.
saying ice cream or ice
But
cream? Ice cream.
was
Okay,
it
just you
Hannah
answered it. Sorry. I'm not
Waddingham?
reporting an ice cream.
Yeah.
Yes, no, I get that.
Okay.
And Winston Duke.
This is an
Winston
epic
Duke is
story.
great. Like I said, I like him.
cosmic
I
proportions.
like him as M'Baka.
The bad guys are closing in.
We're gonna hide you.
Nope. We're gonna beat this shit out of him.
But yeah, it's pretty
I never
good.
forget
Like
a
I said,
fist.
the trailer
I don't
the
mean it
trailer
like that.
doesn't give away a lot at all. To the point where like I was surprised.
Nothing
Like,
like a good
wait,
twist.
they're
Who doesn't love a
together
twist?
at the start of the movie? What?
Let's mix this
So I
up.
thought this
Get
was,
out of
it
my
was
head.
like the whole time he's trying to chase, because that's what it makes it seem like. Because like you know, in the trailer she's like
alive.
pushing
Come
him
on.
away, you know,
We're gonna
and
beat
stuff
the
like
shit out
that. So
I have
yeah,
a better idea.
I mean the description: a down and out stuntman must find the missing star of his
Maniac.
ex-girlfriend's blockbuster film. I mean, yeah, I mean,
Stuntman's
if you
crazy.
just look at the description, then yeah, that shows you. But like,
We're gonna
I
surround
never,
him.
I
And we
hardly
beat
ever
the
read the descriptions
shit
of
out of
movies when you have the trailer.
No,
like,
right.
Yeah. But it's pretty good. Like,
One last stunt. Going down in a blaze of
I
glory.
think Ryan Gosling's like my favorite actor right now. Like, I really enjoy him. You know,
We need a big
I
finale.
really enjoyed his movies quite a bit
How many
recently,
takes do you have
and
of
like
that?
I've got 5
a lot of
takes.
his older stuff too. Like he's him and Ryan Reynolds are probably up there.
Sure.
Two Ryans from Canada,
That's me, Colt Seavers.
but
And this is my hero's journey.
yeah. What's something else you got?
I'm gonna stick with
Could we
Netflix
just start from the top?
and something else I watched. Live action, actually.
Okay.
TV series called House of Ninjas, which is a misleading title because they're shinobi and they in state don't call us ninjas, but the show is called House of Ninjas.
I mean, that sounds better than House of Shinobis. Like, to us dumb Americans.
Yes, but still. This is a Japanese series. So it is. I watched it in Japanese. I cannot watch live action. I can't.
Netflix has been releasing a lot of these Asian, like, live action shows, or whether it's Japanese or Korean.
Korean dramas are huge.
Yeah, been releasing a lot. I've been seeing a lot, like, lately on Netflix. So.
Well, the whole premise is that there is a family of shinobi who, I don't know if they work for the government or just kind of, they work for an agency that it's not quite clear. It seemed like it was the government, but at the same time it really didn't. And during one mission, the eldest son got killed. And it was and youngest had the right before that, the youngest had the option, or the not the option, was in the position to kill a guy, but he can't quite kill anybody. Like it's just something he just can't do. So he lets him go. Well, the guy he let go then kills his brother. And due to the death of the eldest son, the family kind of retires. And their handler, I guess, comes back and says, we need you back in this fight. And the dad's like, no, we're not gonna do it. But the mom and the son are like, oh, hold on, maybe. Meanwhile, the daughter is breaking into museums, stealing art, and going, I'm gonna bring this back in a couple days. So, like, the family's still doing their shinobi stuff, because it's in their blood. They've got to do that. And it kind of gets wrapped. They get involved into a new, like, there is an enemy shinobi group that they fight against. It was good. I really enjoyed it, and I really hope there's a season 2, because it definitely left it like open for a season 2. But they might not get a season 2. I don't know. Who knows? But it's pretty good. Some of the wire work was a bit odd, I will say. Like the opening scene, and even it's in this trailer here, of running across some shipping crates. It looked too smooth to be real. Like, okay, yeah, something's odd about how that looks. But other than that, the action's pretty good.
Yeah, there's a few things, like, few of the Japanese things that I kind of want to watch. I just need to find time to sit down to be able to focus on, because of the subtitles.
Yeah.
Actually,
there is an English dub, and I started watching English dub, but I'm like, I cannot deal with the mouth not matching what they're saying. I can do it in anime because they match the lip flap. Live action, they give up on that. So I'm just like, I'm just gonna watch it in this language.
And and they don't even like try. It feels like they don't even try to get a voice that looks like it would work well with the character.
No.
As well, so.
No, they don't, and some of the acting through dub just does not match the acting done in live action. Like, you'll get this really dramatic scene, in the live action, but like, dude in the booth cannot replicate that scene because he's not acting it out. I get that, so it just comes across as bad.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Like, now that Godzilla Minus One is on Netflix, people are making fun of that dub. I've not seen the dub. I've only seen sub. But there is a scene, it's like dude screaming to the sky. Yeah, in dub, that's gonna sound bad.
It's funny, there's this TikTok I came across where someone was like, "Oh, I'm gonna watch all of One Piece," but I'm gonna. They were going through talking to someone, I'm gonna, but I'm gonna remove all the filler episodes, and they're like, well, that's got to be a lot, right? And there's like, no, actually, really, it's not. It's all this and that. And then I'm gonna do whatever, this and this and that. And it gets to a time, he ends up with like, and dub, and the dude's like, dub, and he's like, yeah, I'm not gonna read for 18 days, like. And I'm like,
To be fair, the dub.
Yeah, I mean, dub's come a long way in anime. Like,
It has. It really has.
People really harp on it, and even back then there were good dubs. Like even 20 years ago there were some good dubs.
30,
It's just
30, 40 years ago there were good dubs.
yeah, it's just there's always going to be bad dub because there's always going to be there's always going to be production companies who try to cut corners and find the cheapest people. And, like that's always going to be the case. But I feel like but now like anime is this big thing that's growing here in the U.S. and other countries. You see, Netflix has is having a lot. Hulu/Disney is starting to bring a bunch more. So, the Godzilla -1 is one that it's like I gotta find time so I can sit down and read it.
Yeah, I definitely say watch that one in Japanese.
I actually started to watch it, and it was default English dub or whatever, like, and that threw me off. Like I was like, I wasn't expecting there to be an English dub of this. Like
it was in theaters. I just didn't go to it on purpose.
Yeah, and I think if I remember correctly, like the first guy who's voicing the first voice doesn't seem to match that's why I brought it up. Like,
no, I want to say that's the main character.
Yeah, like the first voice, I'm like, oh, this doesn't seem like it matches well. And I got caught up with something else, so I was just like, I'm gonna come back to this and watch it. So. Because I've heard good things about that. Like,
It's a very good movie,
and not just from you, from other people.
Yeah, I know.
From other sources. Yeah.
What about you? What else have you been?
For me, we're gonna jump to good old Disney Plus. Something that came out. I think this came out last week.
Hello there. My name is Jim Henson, and I'm a
Jim
puppeteer.
Henson, Idea Man.
Okay.
Sesame Street.
It's a documentary on Jim Henson.
I'm unaware of this, and I'm intrigued already.
Jim created out of innocence.
And it goes through like
Showed people what are good.
some of the stuff some of the stuff like I knew like Kermit, before Kermit was Kermit, he was in commercials for
every
like,
moment of one's life kind of job.
random stuff.
Coffee is what I always see. I've seen a bunch of clips of
Coffee. I think there was bacon. Like there was a bacon commercial. Like,
From a very early age, he had the feeling that
I don't
was
think it
here
showed
for a
in
purpose.
I don't think it showed in the documentary, but I think I want to say there was a cigarette commercial.
That's how it all
I think so. I think I've seen a
He
clip
had so
from
many
that.
ideas and so many things.
Yeah, I think I want to say I saw
His
a clip
inner
from
life
that,
must have
but I
been
don't think it was in the documentary because
sparkling.
it's Disney.
The
Like,
space he gave
I don't think
to
they
an expression of
they wanna,
imagination, I see
say,
that
hey,
in everything
Kermit
that he
was selling
did.
cigarettes. Like,
I love you.
He was though.
I love you too.
yeah. But yeah, this goes to like the start of Jim Henson, like
There was
how he,
nothing that Jim didn't
decided
entertain.
to, he wanted to
Everything
be in
was
television.
getting a little bit
He
bigger.
didn't even want to do
Becoming
necessarily
famous
puppets
with
or
what he
anything like
wanted,
that, but
that there was an
like,
innocence getting lost.
an
was gonna
advertisement
impact
or
his
something
relationship
for,
with us
you
and
know,
everything that was
for-
complex.
He wanted to
forget
do
what-
more than is
what the
humanly
exact words, but
possible.
there's like
That idea
advertisement
that time
for
could run
a
out
job
was
opening
just
or, you know,
unthinkable.
show opening or something, and like they talk about how, like, you know, he took
If
his
Jim was
mother's
here-
old green coat and cut it up to make Kermit, and like
I just have to thank
cut
him.
2 ping pong balls in half for the eyes, and you know, it goes into that, and it just, you know, it goes into his life about like how, you know, he worked with his wife a lot, and you know, this is a real like in-depth documentary, Stuart. They go into like how he, you know,
Hello there. My name is
He
Jim Henson,
really,
and I'm a puppeteer.
like was working
Sesame
so
Street.
much that he, you know,
The Muppets.
it kind of
Dark Crystal.
it
Labyrinth.
kind of destroyed
Jim
his
created out of
marriage a
innocence.
bit. Like
He
I
showed
can see
people
that.
by
the
the end of
good
it,
in all
like
of
his
us.
marriage was over by the end of it.
Is this a 9-to-5 job?
And this is
it's
done by
every-
Ron Howard.
Every
Ron
moment
Howard.
Okay.
of one's life kind of job.
So-
That's been
Like the quality is definitely here. And, you know, it talks about how like he met Frank Oz and, you know, other people and stuff like that. And he goes into,
From a
you
very
know, how
early age,
apparently
he had the
nobody
feeling that
wanted the
he
Muppet
was here
Show.
for a purpose.
like
Characters come about
like
from
all
many
the
different
major
ways.
studios
Joke's
turned it
on
down
them.
twice.
Coat and a ping pong
Jokes
ball.
on them.
Yeah.
That's how it all started.
Yeah, all the major studios turned
He
it
had
down
so many
twice,
ideas
and it
and
was
so
like
many things he wanted to
this
do.
this dude over
His
in
inner
the,
life
in
must
the
have been
in
sparkling.
the
The
UK
space he
who,
gave
like,
to an expression of
actually,
imagination.
you know,
I see
decided
that in
to-
everything that he did.
say yes. So like they shot the Muppet Show in London.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. Like I thought it was like an American production, or,
Yeah.
you know, something, you know, but no, it was shot in London.
And everything was
They go
getting
into,
a little bit
you know,
bigger.
like Dark
Becoming
Crystal
famous
and,
was what he
you know,
wanted,
and all
that
the
there was an
stuff
innocence
behind
getting
that
lost.
about like the
Was gonna
they,
impact his
they also touch on
relationship with
like
us and
he
everything
ended up doing
that
like
was complex.
side
He wanted
projects
to
here
do
and there,
more
like he
than
made
is
some
humanly
weird, like,
possible.
like
that idea
and
that
how he
time
wanted
could
to
run
have
out
like
was just
what was it?
unthinkable.
He wanted to have this like experience where it was like all these different
Jim was here-
projectors playing different things at the like some weird out there.
I just have to
like,
thank him.
I think I've heard of that. I want to
some
say I've
really
heard
weird out there stuff. Yeah. But yeah, then, you know, they talk about how like, you know, you could see the progression, like, oh, Sesame Street, you could, you know, and the progression on how the Muppets and his puppeteering company and stuff like that, how it evolves, and
Hello
how
there.
you
My
know,
name is
his
Jim
son,
Henson, and I'm a
I
puppeteer.
think his son was one of the first, like, to
Sesame
really
Street.
get him to really
The Muppets.
get
Dark
into
Crystal.
the technology
Labyrinth.
side of it,
Jim created out of
like
innocence.
the animatronics.
He showed
Makes
people
sense.
I
the
think
good
I think
in
his
all
son.
of us.
I think if I remember correctly, it was talking about
Is
how
this
his
a
son
9-to-5
like,
job?
was one of the first
Yeah, it's
to
every-
you know make
every
the
moment of one's life
animatronic
kind of job.
like
That's been-
Muppets where you could control with like you know remote control and stuff like that, and like it's fascinating. Like
From a
know,
very
but like I
early
said,
age,
it's not
he
all,
had the
like,
feeling that he was here for a purpose.
happy-go-lucky. Like
Characters come
it
about
goes
from
into
many
his
different
life.
ways.
There are
It was
some
my
like
mother's coat and a ping pong ball.
I was talking about
That's how it all started.
some
He
downsides
had so
that
many
happened
ideas
with
and
his
so many things he wanted to
marriage
do.
and
His
you
inner
know,
life
stuff
must
like
have been
that, and
sparkling.
The
you know, 'cause
space
he was a real
gave
person.
to an expression
Right,
of
yeah.
imagination.
it's not
I
just
see that and
you know,
everything
oh,
that he
I made
did.
Muppets and here's all the Muppet project I was a part of. No, he had a real life and did stuff and had problems that we all have. Like, you know,
There was nothing that Jim
very
didn't
good,
entertain.
very entertaining.
And
You know, they
everything
have-
was
they
getting
get
a little bit
They get
bigger.
a good amount of
Becoming
people, like, for
famous
interviews
was
and
what
stuff
he
like
wanted, that there was
You
an
know,
innocence
they
getting
have like
lost.
Frank Oz and
Was going to
Cool.
impact his relationship
You
with
know,
us and
even a few
everything
others,
that
and-
was complex.
very
He
fascinating.
wanted to do
you know.
more than is humanly possible.
I didn't know
That
Labyrinth
idea
was a
that time
flop.
could run out was
Yes.
just unthinkable.
That's shocking because like it's such a cult classic
If Jim
now.
was here-
like
It there's a lot of movies that are like that.
I just have to thank
Oh
him.
yeah, yeah.
I saw an interview with Kevin Smith recently. He talked about how the Labyrinth was a flop.
But the Dark Crystal was a success, and I'm like, I would have thought you would flip those two.
Kind of, yeah, actually.
Yeah, I would have thought the Dark Crystal would have been like.
Because the Dark Crystal is a little weird.
And I'm a puppeteer.
It's weird, yeah, especially for back then. Like,
not that the Labyrinth wasn't weird, but
Dark
the
Crystal.
Dark Crystal was just extra weird.
Jim,
but you got David Bowie in the Dark Labyrinth.
He showed people the good
Or in the
all
Labyrinth.
of us.
Yeah. That's one of my probably top 10 favorite movies of all time. The Labyrinth. I absolutely love that movie.
There's so many
songs
about rainbows.
If not top 10, right outside, knocking on that door.
From a very early age, he had the feeling that he was here for a purpose.
It's like that and Princess Bride. Those are like two movies I can watch. Like if it's on, I can watch.
It was my mother's coat and a ping pong ball. That's how it all started.
I can watch no matter
He had
what.
so many ideas and so many things he wanted to do.
No matter what
His
part
inner
of the
life
movie
must
it's
have been
on, or
sparkling.
but
The
yeah.
space he gave to an expression
It's pretty
of
good though.
imagination.
You know? It's
I
just
see
it's
that
something
in
that I
everything
just
he
happen
did.
to see. I'm like,
I love
oh,
you.
okay,
I love you too.
Okay.
this is the thing. I watched this like last Friday. I think it was last Friday when it came out.
There was nothing that
I was like, I'm gonna
Jim
watch
didn't
this
entertain.
and talk about it
Everything
on the
was
show. And
getting
then
a
we didn't
little
have a
bit
show.
bigger.
Becoming
Yeah.
famous was what he wanted.
It's all right,
that
though.
there was an
Good things
innocence
came from
getting
that.
lost.
But
Was going to impact his relationship with us and
It's,
everything that was complex.
this is definitely something I'd
He
recommend
wanted
people
to
check
do
out if
more
like the
than is
Muppets.
humanly possible.
If Jim Henson
That
slash
idea that
if the
time could
Muppets
run out
slash Jim
was just
Henson's production company,
unthinkable.
was as any if it was
If Jim was here,
as part of your life as it was mine, because like I grew up on Muppets.
I just have to thank him.
Muppets. Jim
Muppets,
Henson, this
Sesame Street,
whether Fraggle
Star
Rock,
Wars, Fraggle Rock.
Muppet Babies,
Yeah, Muppet Babies.
Muppet Treasure Island,
Yeah,
Muppet Christmas Carol.
Muppet Christmas Carol is the best version of the Christmas Carol.
It's the
Hello
best.
there. My name is Jim
You can't
Henson, and I'm
beat
a
it.
puppeteer.
That's Michael Caine,
Sesame
right?
Street,
Yeah,
Yeah.
The Muppets,
You can't beat it. So
Dark
good.
Crystal, Labyrinth. Jim created out of
Yeah.
innocence.
It's
He
just
showed people the good in
Yeah.
all of us.
why'd they stop doing Muppet
Is this a 9
adaptations
to
of
5
stuff?
job?
Like,
Yeah, it's every moment of one's life kind
We
of.
need
I
more.
saw something. It was a TikTok lately about
There's so many songs
doing
about
another version with the doing another version of the movie.
yeah,
with
the only
different
way to
Muppets.
remake was one
From
this.
a very early
Yeah.
age,
Yeah,
he had
yeah.
the
We
feeling
talked
that
about that.
he was here
I
for
can't
a
remember what
purpose.
the movie was.
I've actually seen a
Characters
couple
come
of
about
different
from many different
like,
ways.
like
It was my
movies and
mother's
stuff
coat and a ping pong ball. That's how it all started.
that are like that.
He had so many ideas and so many things he wanted to do.
But you mentioned the
inner life
Princess
must
Bride
have
and
been
watching it, whenever it was on.
sparkling.
Made me think like,
Oh, yeah, it was the
I
Princess
don't,
Bride.
I don't know if
To
I've
an
ever
expression of
seen the
imagination.
beginning of
I
the
see
Princess
that
Bride.
in everything that he did.
Really?
I don't know if I've ever seen it. I'm sure I have,
Oh wow.
but I've never.
Yeah.
I've always caught the movie at some point. It's always after
There was nothing.
Buttercup
that Jim
has been
didn't
kidnapped by
entertain.
And everything was
Inigo
getting a little bit
Montoya
bigger.
and the group.
Becoming famous was
Oh,
what
wow.
he wanted.
Always at
there
that
was an
scene is
innocence
whenever
getting
I
lost. was
come
going
in.
to impact his relationship with us and
Of
everything.
Wesley
that
climbing up
was
the cliff.
complex.
And then the
He
inconceivable.
wanted to do more than is humanly possible.
That's
I mean,
where I've
there's-
always
That
started.
idea that
There's
time
not a
could run
whole
out
lot
was
of
just
important stuff before,
unthinkable.
like,
I figured.
but it's like his
If Jim was
Fred
here-
Savage is sick, and his grandpa comes
Yeah.
to read him a story, and all
I
this
just
and
have to thank
that,
him.
and then talks about how like Wesley was the stable boy or whatever for Buttercup, and do this as you wish. He would say, "As you wish," and then they fell in love, and then that pretty much gets to where she was kidnapped.
Hello there. My name is Jim Henson, and I'm a puppeteer.
I love how Deadpool did that. Did you ever see that?
I've not seen that version.
That
of it.
version? Oh,
Dark
it's so
Crystal.
good. He
Labyrinth.
kidnaps Fred
Jim
Savage.
created out of
Like,
innocence.
and
He showed
he
people
does
the
the
good in all of us.
It's so good. Like,
Is this a 9 to 5 job?
but yeah,
It's every
it's such a good. That's,
every moment
like I
of one's
said, those
life
two
had a
are
job.
some of my
That's been-
favorite movies.
Why are
So,
there so many songs
but yeah, Ideal Man,
about
like,
rainbows?
you know,
And what's on the
didn't they do a
other
Dark
side?
Crystal thing
From
on
a very
Netflix, like a
early
new one?
age, he had
Yeah,
the
there's a
feeling
TV
that he
series.
was here for a purpose.
Yeah, I never
Really?
saw that.
I never did
Characters come
either.
about from many different ways.
watched
I
the
never heard anything
original
about it
Dark Crystal.
after
That's how it all started.
it came out.
He
I
had
never
so many
heard
ideas
anything
and so many
about
things
that
he
either.
wanted to do. His inner life must have been
I watched the
sparkling.
original Dark Crystal like
The
once
space
a
he
long
gave to
time ago. It
an
was
expression
just
of
like,
imagination. I see
bizarre.
that in everything that he did.
I saw it maybe
I love you too.
7, 8 years ago, something like that. Yeah, this was done 2019.
There was nothing that Jim didn't
The
entertain.
before times.
And everything was getting a little bit bigger.
Becoming famous was
10
what he
episodes.
wanted, that there was an innocence getting lost.
Yeah, I saw Dark Crystal.
Was
like,
going to impact his
I think when I was
relationship
a
with us and
teenager,
everything that
for the
was
first
complex.
Time, having
He
really
wanted
prob-
to
maybe
do
even
more
younger.
than is humanly possible.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
That
like,
idea
I
that
wonder how.
time
I
could
wonder
run
if
out
like I'd
was just
appreciate it more now.
unthinkable.
that I'm older.
I think I've seen it because we watched it for the show.
If Jim was here,
Did we?
I think so, because that's that in the
I
labyrinth.
just have to thank him.
I know the labyrinth. That makes sense. I don't know.
Because that was the first time I saw the labyrinth.
Yeah, the labyrinth makes sense for sure. I would have made you watch the labyrinth. Back when we were making each other watch things,
Yeah.
which I'm all for bringing that
Hello
back.
there. My name is Jim Henson,
Sure.
and I'm a puppeteer.
Because there's some stuff where
Sesame
I'm like,
Street.
God, I need. I just, there's sometimes where I'm just
Dark
so
Crystal.
indecisive and I don't
Labyrinth.
know what to watch.
Jim created out
To
of
the point
innocence.
where I
He
start to
showed
give myself
people the
anxiety
good
because
in
I'm
all
like,
of us.
just like I need something.
Is this a 9 to
I need
5 job?
something to watch.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
I
every
just, and
every
I
moment of
just
one's
can't
life
make
had a
up my
job. That's been
mind, you know, sometimes.
Why are there so
That's what
many
TikTok's for.
songs about rainbows?
Yeah, it's just.
And what's on the other side?
From a very
know, I
early
just-
age, he had
My
the
TikTok
feeling
is
that
habit
he
is
was
so
here for a
weird. Like I'll
purpose.
be off. I'll get on
Characters come
TikTok
about
like
from many different ways.
for a couple,
was my
like
mother's
for an
coat and a
hour,
ping
hour
pong
and a
ball.
half
That's
in
how it
one
all
sitting,
started.
and then I'll not
He
even
had so
touch
many
it for like a
ideas
week
and so many
or
things he
week and a
wanted to
half.
do. His inner life must have been
Like I'm
sparkling.
so my
The
TikTok habits are
space
so
he gave to
weird.
an expression of imagination. I see that in everything that he did.
I love you.
I love you
Yeah,
too.
definitely recommend. It's on
Thanks.
Disney Plus. Jim Henson's idea now.
I will. I'm definitely
by
going to
Ron
There was
Howard.
nothing that Jim didn't entertain.
And
how
everything
long
was
it was.
getting a little bit bigger.
It didn't seem
Becoming
super
famous
long,
was what he
but
wanted, that there was an
It
innocence
did
getting
cover a
lost.
lot.
Was
a
going
lot
to
of stuff
impact
I
his relationship with us and everything
didn't know that.
was complex.
He wanted to do more than is humanly possible.
That idea that
Hour
time
48.
could run
Okay, so
out was
It's not
just
too long.
unthinkable.
What's something
If
else you
Jim
got?
was here,
Well, I'm going to stick with Disney. And something
I
that
just have to thank him.
we realized this at the end of the last episode that neither of us have watched something else that is really shocking that we've not watched or even talked about. And that's Doctor Who.
Oh yeah, the new Who stuff. Yeah.
Yes. I have not watched the latest episode, but I've watched up until that point.
Where did he come from?
I don't know, he's sort of
I haven't.
popped up at the
so-
right time.
Mostly because
And then he
It is good. It is good to have like good Doctor Who back. It is.
I've seen mixed things.
It is.
my own. I love it.
There is some mixed things, yes.
Who are you?
Like
But
the
it's-
most mixed of things I've seen. If that makes sense.
It's called the TARDIS. It's a time and space machine.
I will say,
No idea.
we watched that Christmas episode, and we had a theory about a certain character.
What if I change history by stepping on
We
a
were
butterfly?
right.
Well, that's not gonna happen, is it?
We were definitely right about that character.
With all my adventures, never seen anything like this
I don't
before.
even remember our theory, to be honest.
This place
It had
is
to do with
completely-
Ruby's neighbor.
Things seem to be
Yeah,
turning
I know
more
that,
and
but I
more
don't
supernatural.
That something was up with her, that there was more than her.
Oh, okay.
And yes, there absolutely, because she appears in many episodes.
I did see something about that. Like there was a clip of him saying, "This lady has appeared, and she was this and this."
That's got to be in
this."
in tomorrow's episode.
Yeah, I saw a clip about that. Like,
I'm still alive.
Yeah, that's got to be in tomorrow's episode.
You'll keep us safe. I will keep us safe.
Because I don't think that happened
It's taken me all
in
this time
the last week's episode. I've seen that one.
to do. I'm gonna
actually,
save the world.
is it out now?
Everything is possible.
It wasn't when I looked it up.
Right now. But I mean, I think it's
possible.
I think it's 7 o'clock sometime. Central or-
Oh yeah, it definitely came out.
Yeah.
Since we've been talking, it came out.
Yeah, like no, it's out right now. I
Yes.
think like this very minute.
No, it's right there. I see it.
Yeah. Oh wait, no. Last an hour ago. 7 Eastern. It's 6. Okay. Yeah, new episode. So
Where did he
came
come
out an hour
from?
ago.
I don't know, he sort of
Yeah.
popped up at the right
So
moment.
okay, so I've not seen the last 2 episodes.
And then he spoke about time
I
travel.
I don't like how they made the Christmas special the first episode of the season.
It's been like that though.
And I'm all on my own. I'd love it if you came with me.
But it's separate.
Who
But
are you?
even on Disney, it's separated into a special form.
It's called the TARDIS. It's a time and space
I
machine.
guess.
Is it safe?
So you can watch it either part of season 1 or special 4. Like it just
What if I changed
seems
history
weird
by
to me.
stepping on
You
a
know,
butterfly?
I don't
Well,
know.
that's not gonna happen, is
Just
it?
pick one. Why isn't both? Like that's my only issue.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
my
I'll
adventures,
give you
never
that.
seen anything like this before.
Yeah. It's either special 4 episode
This
1.
place is completely
Exactly.
mad.
Things seem to be turning more and more supernatural.
But I will say this. I have my new favorite, my new least favorite character of ever on media.
Powers beyond the universe.
Oh
And I am
wow!
not alone. Like this character.
Wait, even least favorite than horror slash bitch.
Mum, I need to know she'll be okay. You'll keep us safe.
I will keep us safe. I promise.
She's up there.
All this time
She's up there, and it,
I know that's a tough one. That's a tough one for any character to beat. Like,
Everything is
oh,
possible.
she tries. Oh, damn, does she try?
Everything is possible.
And I'm not alone in like a lot of people think that this is the most annoying character that's ever been portrayed in media.
I have no idea who you're talking about, to be honest. Like,
Because I've seen other TikToks complaining about this character, and she's written this way. Like this is not, and the actor doing this. No, this character's made to be this way.
Where did he come
and brand
from?
new,
I
haven't
don't know, he
seen
sort
before.
of
Yeah.
popped up at the right moment.
Okay, so it wasn't like one of the ones in the special
No.
And then he spoke about time
part of
travel.
like Unit or whatever.
Ruby,
You wanna know
No,
my
this
secret?
was.
I have the
It
whole
was in a Doctor
universe
Light
at my
episode too.
fingertips.
And I'm all on my own.
Like the
I'd love it
Doctor's in
if
it,
you
but
came with me.
he's not in it the
Who
whole
are
time.
you?
Oh, is that? I
I'm the
read
Doctor.
description of one of the episodes. Is that the one where like he can't move?
It's
He has
called
to
the
save the
TARDIS.
world
It's
without
a time and
moving
space
because he's
machine.
stepping on a
Is it
mine
safe?
or something.
No idea.
No, that was a very good episode.
Okay. Because I did see that there was an episode that was like
Well, that's not gonna
there was
happen,
no
is it?
doctor in it, and then I saw that description and I thought, oh, is this the one people were talking about? So those are two
my
different
adventures.
episodes.
Those are two
Never
different
seen anything
episodes.
like this before.
Gotcha.
Oh my
Actually, the one
This
that
place is
there's no
completely
doctor in it completely is the
Things seem
episode
to
in the
be
middle
turning more
of the
and
two
more
episodes that
supernatural.
we're talking about.
Is that monster?
Oh,
There's no such thing as monsters, it's just creatures you haven't
In
met
the
yet.
episode I'm talking about, it's called Dot and Bub. bubble. It's episode 6, where the Doctor and Ruby are outside of this bubble, calling in to this character.
This is what we're trying to stop. I'm still in, Mom.
And oh my God, is this?
You'll keep us safe. I will keep us safe.
This is if social media goes too damn far. It's one of those. Like, completely absorbed with, social media, like, screens literally in front of your face your entire time. You can't walk without like a navigation saying walk forward, turn left.
Do they make an emphasis on like upvoting people?
No.
Okay. I know what was that show? Give me the Orville did that, where they went to a planet and like people would upvote you.
I don't know, he sort of popped up at the right moment.
And you'd have a button like thumbs up or thumbs down on you. And people would, like,
and then he spoke about time travel.
Thumbs up, thumbs down. Your rank in society was based on that.
At my fingertips.
No, it's not that.
There's a lot of different interpretations on how.
Yeah, on how
social media is gonna take control of our lives and destroy us as a society.
Yes.
And I'm like,
it's called the TARDIS. It's a time and space machine.
So many different ways, and I can see these all being true.
But it's not the episode was bad. It's just like that character is a terrible, terrible person.
Gotcha.
With all my adventures, never seen anything like this before.
Yeah, that thumbnail.
This place is
Kind of says it all.
Things seem to be turning more and more
based on what you're saying.
Yeah,
I can't believe there's 8 episodes out already. Holy crap.
Yeah. And you want to know something else that's really weird about this season? You know how the first episode had a musical number? It wasn't the only one.
I'm still in, Mom. I need to know she'll be okay. You'll keep us safe.
But it actually made more sense in it's the third episode. It made more sense that a musical number would happen because they're fighting against Maestro, which is the embodiment of music. It's one of the Toy Master's kids. And it kind of made sense that there would be a musical number in a very music-heavy episode.
See, now...
Give me the love.
Okay. I get that. See, IMDb has it right. This is how it's always been. Like, the Christmas specials have always been like episode 0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're not the one in charge of...
You want to know my secret?
I guess that's true. The mouse is shelling out
my fingertips.
Yeah,
they can do what they want.
I'd love it if you came with me.
I think they decided to do this because it looked better for three episodes. Have three episodes premiere on.
No idea.
Sure.
To be able to watch 3 episodes on day 1.
Yeah.
Even though it really wasn't. It's really 2 new episodes.
Well, that's not gonna happen, is it?
Oh, what's wrong?
With all my
I've thought about giving this a view, but then I've been seeing so many mixed things to where I'm just
I think you should. I think you should. Like if you got through who was the previous showrunner? I'm not putting the blame on her.
Chris Chibnall.
Chibnall. If you got through the Chibnall stuff, you can definitely.
And Chris Chibnall's not a bad director. Like,
he just wasn't the right person.
I enjoyed Broadchurch. Like, very good show. I really like that show. That had Jodie Whittaker and David Cameron.
Right.
Very good show. Well done. I think Broadchurch was the greatest. I know they did a season on Fox where they brought David Tennant to play his character. And then they had like I think it was Skyler from Breaking Bad.
I think so, yeah.
Was that didn't Google it. I can't remember what that was. I think that was Grace something. Grace Church? But yeah, Broadchurch was great. So, but you know, just because you got a great director doesn't necessarily mean he'll be good at you know.
Popped up at the right moment.
Yeah,
We've seen many great directors be terrible at certain properties.
And then he spoke about time travel.
Ruby, you want to know my secret? I have the whole universe.
But
Zack Snyder, he's done some good stuff.
I love it.
Not good with DC.
Not good with
Who
DC.
are you?
Yeah, just not good. Yeah. Dawn of the Dead, great movie.
Great.
Love it.
It's good.
Probably one of the best zombie movies ever.
Sure.
Honestly.
What if I change history by stepping on a butterfly?
Superman?
Well, that's not gonna happen, is it?
No.
What's wrong?
Justice League, big no.
With all my adventures.
See, I still feel like I still am upset because I would have rather seen. I think he could have done a good Batman.
Things seem to be turning more and more supernatural.
Because his whole thing was making everything dark and edgy.
Yeah.
And Batman's supposed to be dark and edgy.
True.
Like, Superman's not supposed to be dark and edgy.
Powers beyond the universe.
You know, oh, I'm gonna watch my dad jump into a tornado. No,
The whole world could slide into
I
the
can't
pit.
do anything because
This is what we're
blah
trying to
blah
stop.
blah. These people who I've saved, these people who we've saved their lives, they may tell other people. Like, no,
It's taken me all this time.
You should have let the kids die on that school bus instead of saving their lives.
oh God, yeah.
But that's even worse. I say that's even worse.
Remember that was in the trailer, like, and we were like, that's not Jonathan Kent, like. But yeah, so okay. I've heard a lot of like a lot of the mixed things I've seen is like it's trying to be too like PC. It's trying to
It is
to
very.
the point where it's
It is trying very hard to be, you know, inclusive. Like you definitely get it's going far left. You definitely get that feel from it.
well, yeah. From what I've heard, it's trying to be so inclusive that it's excluding like
Who are
you know. It's going to the far spectrum where it's like
I don't do that.
It's a time and space machine.
okay.
Because I don't know what they've excluded.
I don't know. I'm just saying that I've heard like you know
What if I change history by stepping on a butterfly?
it's trying to
Well,
be
that's
too
not gonna
much
happen, is it?
What's wrong?
LGBTQAI whatever friendly to the
all
point
my
where
adventures,
it's like
never
feels
seen
like
anything
it's
like this before.
entirely
Oh my
different. That's what I'm saying.
This place is
It,
completely.
it's definitely leaning
Things seem
heavily
to be
left.
turning more and more
I will say that.
supernatural.
Is that monster?
No, don't be silly. There's no such thing
It's
as
like
monsters.
I'm
They're just
okay with
creatures you haven't met
inclusion,
yet.
but it's just like don't exclude like your normal audience as well.
It doesn't feel forced. I'll also put it that way. Which as long as it doesn't feel forced, I'm
This is
good
what we're
with.
trying to stop.
I'm still her mum. I need to know she'll be okay.
And she's out after this season, right? The companion. There's a new companion, I think.
I don't know.
It's taken me all this time to change it.
I want to say it's an Indian
What am I here to do?
girl.
I'm gonna save the world.
Everything is possible.
That's kind of what I figured.
It's possible.
I will say there's something up with Ruby. Don't know what it is. Something odd is going on. And the doctor's also trying to figure it out too.
Maybe. Okay.
Give me the loving.
Joins alongside Millie Gibson. Maybe Millie Gibson's leaving in season 2.
I don't know,
I
he
saw
sort of
something about
popped
that.
up at the right
How
moment.
she's not sticking around too long.
And then he spoke about time
I don't even know
travel.
how far, like, because they were filming season 2 before season 1 even like, aired. Before we even got the Christmas special, they were filming season 2.
I'd love it if you came with me.
Who are you?
I'm the doctor.
Okay. Definitely. I got this on my list, of course, because it's Doctor Who. and I'm
Right,
gonna
it's-
give it a
it's-
try, because it's Doctor Who.
It's definitely worth checking out.
you know, but the last like the last couple seasons were really the last 2 seasons were really. She was only in 2, right? Jodie Whittaker.
Yeah, and I'll say like the Jodie Whittaker stuff. That stuff felt forced.
Oh my, Bridgerton.
That felt forced. This does not.
God, that and like just they're trying and they changed like Doctor Who's whole like. They were trying to retcon Doctor Who so much.
Yeah.
It's just like, why? Why are you gonna retcon 60 years of lore? Like,
and they
in the worst way.
It was so bad they had to bring David Tennant back to fix it.
This is what we're trying to stop.
Like
I'm still her mum. I need to know she'll be okay. You'll keep her safe.
I will keep her safe. I promise.
It's taken me all this time.
From what I saw, I like Judy. Judy. How do you say the last name?
Gatway? Yeah,
it's Judy. I like his name, Judy.
How it's spelled. It is. So don't even look at the names.
I like his first name.
It's
though.
not worth it. It's not worth it.
Judy. I like saying Judy.
I thought it was like shooty, like shoot.
Oh, shooty? I don't know.
Give me the love.
Probably. Well, I'll probably see it in some TikTok interview.
I don't know.
My
He's
phone's
sort of
listening
popped
to
up
me.
at the right moment.
Right.
It'll probably come on there.
And then he spoke about time travel.
Ruby.
Yeah, I just looked it up, and people on Reddit are saying that people are thinking it is shooty.
All on my own. I'd love it if you came with me.
Who are you?
I'm the Doctor.
Is he the youngest Doctor we've? No,
Matt Smith.
Okay. See, what gets me gets me mixed up is I think he played a high school kid on that Sex Education show.
That's not gonna happen, is it? Oh.
And that really wasn't too long ago either.
No.
I think that's what always gets me, you know, even though I should know, like, you know, they get third graders to play high school games, so.
Things seem to be turning more and more supernatural.
Tokyo George.
Is that monster?
No, don't be silly. There's no such thing as monsters. It's just creatures you have no
Okay.
Example.
It's in shooty. It's shooty.
Beyond the universe, so vast. Worlds could slide into the
And that's according to him.
I'm still her mum. I need to know she'll be okay. You'll keep her
In
safe.
I will keep her safe.
SHOO
I promise.
TEE.
It's taken me all this time to
Miss the shooty.
realize what I'm here to do. I'm gonna save the world.
Everything is possible. Everything is possible.
Definitely not said how it's spelled at all. What about you? What else have you been?
He was in Barbie, right?
Yes, he was.
He was. Yeah, that's what I thought.
It was the first thing I saw him in.
Give me the love.
Yep. Yeah, I think that was the first actual thing. I saw like the screenshots and stuff of Sex Education, scrolling through Netflix, but I've never seen that show.
Ruby.
Sticking with Disney Plus, something that you've been wanting me to watch for a while, and I finally did. Andor.
Oh yes. What'd you think?
It's a little deceptive. It's not really an espionage like spy type like the category says. Like,
no.
Because I think the category for it says like espionage. And
You just walk in like you belong. They're so proud of themselves. So fat.
Espionage spies. Yeah.
They can't imagine.
It's not really.
Not someone like me.
No. Like.
Would ever get inside their house.
Like the first. Like it seems like it's kind of going that way when he's like trying to look for his sister apparently, that whole like.
Wouldn't you rather give it all
thing, and it's like cool.
something real?
And it turns into, this is a bank rob. This is a heist. this is a heist show. Okay, and then it gets to, and then that wraps up, and it's like, oh, okay, interesting.
War.
Well, I watched it all, so that should tell you something.
Pockets of
Pretty good, right?
I liked it. Yeah, it was good. Getting a season 2, right?
Yes, it is.
So that's good.
Are you a fish?
Some of the B plots were a little like.
You're slipping.
I felt like we didn't need as much.
I've just been hiding for too long.
Yeah.
We
Like the whole
didn't need
thing
as
with
much. The one dude who like.
As long as everyone thinks I'm an irritation.
Him having to go back with.
What I'm really doing.
What are you really doing?
When his uncle got him a job.
Yeah.
His uncle, maybe
This
not
is what
real
revolution
uncle,
looks
and all
like.
it felt like there was way too much of
I'm
his
tired of
stuff.
losing.
Like,
Yeah, I'll kind of agree with that.
Like it felt like this could have been there was a lot that there was a good chunk that could have been taken out, and this could have been like maybe instead of 12 episodes, this could have been 10 episodes. Because there was a lot of some of the B plots that were where I'm just like, what does this have to do with anything? Like, I guess the spy investigation or spy espionage stuff was more on the Empire side of like that one lady who
They're so proud of themselves.
Trying to
So fat and satisfied.
the Empire people with like the blue bars.
Not someone like me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The one
I'd
lady.
never get inside their house. Cassian
The problem is, like, I get Andor and
choking us so slowly.
what's the other
We're starting not to
Star Wars
notice.
show?
What I'm asking is
The
this.
new one?
Wouldn't you rather give it all
Oh, it took place after.
to something real?
Like between, like right after. Oh,
I need all the heroes I can
it was a season of Mandalorian. I want to think like the last season. I get those two kind of mixed in my head because they came out around the same time.
Pockets of
And
Yeah, this
it
is the
was
one where
2 years ago.
It's Andor and
You're in my net.
it's got so many characters. This
Are
has
you a
so many
fish?
characters.
Or are you a thief?
Andor and then from the Empire who was trying
not
to
slipping.
hunt him down.
I've just been hiding for
Even
too
though
long.
he got fired because when Andor killed those two people, he was like, I'm not going to take this. And even though the supervisor said, just,
What are you really
we don't
doing?
need a hubbub, just say the person got away or something, whatever.
Looks like.
Then he's like, no, let's get a whole team and let's search and go down to the planet. And, and then there's the dude from the 4 movies. Stellan Skarsgård.
Yeah.
There's him, and then there's the senator lady, and then
Mon Mothma?
like I said, the lady from the Empire side, and like
Yeah, there was
all of, there's characters.
yeah there are and I was just like
Andy Serkis pops in for a few episodes.
The things I remember about Andor, and I know it's Andor,
You just walk in like you
is
belong.
Stellan Skarsgård character and
They're so
Mon
proud of
Mothma
themselves.
kind of setting up the
So
beginnings
fat and
of
satisfied.
the rebellion
They
kind
can't
of a thing.
imagine. That's all
And
like me.
yeah, contacting
Would ever get inside their house.
Saul.
Cassian Andor.
Stellan Skarsgård's
The
character
Empire
is
is
cool.
choking us so slowly. We're
There's
starting
a
not to
point
notice.
towards I think it was either the last episode or the second to
All I'm
last
asking is
episode where
this. Wouldn't
he's
you
coming
rather give it all
he's leaving
to something real?
from I forget what he's doing. He's doing something, but
I need all the heroes I
the
can get.
Empire basically catches him.
Call it what you will.
You know, he's just so calm and collective in there, and ends up doing all this stuff, and ends up escaping. And it's just like, that's a one bad dude. Like, and the fact that he's just so calm and collective while
and then he goes back down to the planet, and I'm just your just a nobody merchant. You know, I just sell old shit.
I'm not slipping. I've just been hiding for too long.
I'm glad there's a second season coming, because boy, there'd be riots.
As long as everyone thinks I'm an irritation.
Well, I mean, you know that
what
you
are
know
you really doing?
dies.
Yeah.
This is what revolution looks like.
No, yeah, we definitely need more of kind of from his character. And like that whole prison thing, I thought that was like a really cool, like that whole bit of him being in that prison, you know, and the way the prisoners communicated between like the different shifts.
Oh yeah.
Like I thought that was really cool.
That was pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, it was good. Just there's so
steal
many,
from the Empire.
They so many characters in this. It felt like there were so many characters that had more screen time.
They're so proud of themselves.
They probably should have.
So fat and satisfied. They can't imagine that someone like me.
I want to see more. I wanted more of the droid. Like, I love the droid.
Cassian Andor.
The droid seemed like a
choking
cool
us so slowly.
You know,
we're starting not to notice.
The best droid in Star Wars is Chopper.
Wouldn't you rather give it all to something real?
The war criminal.
Yeah.
I need all the heroes I can get.
Oh, the I guess spoilers, but the
call it what you will. Let's call it.
I will say, like, the whole like romance between what's her name, the senator's sister, who turned out to be the same as the chick part of the heist, you know, leading the heist. Turned out to be the senator's sister. The whole romance between her and the other chick was just kind of like, this is kind of came out of nowhere and doesn't. You're not even like, you're just bringing it up. They only brought it up a couple times, and it's just like what?
As long as everyone thinks I'm an irritation.
Why even bother?
There's a good chance they'll miss what I'm really doing.
Literally, they like allude to it at once, and then towards the end, they're like, oh, you know, you
this
don't.
Is what revolution looks like.
They really only bring it up twice, and it's just like poorly
I'm tired of losing.
It's just like, what? Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's not perfect. I wouldn't say this is a perfect show. I enjoyed it, you know. I'm looking forward to season 2 for sure, you know.
According to IMDb, it's next year.
Okay, that's kind of soon, right? When did this come out? Oh, I thought this came out last year.
No.
This came out 22.
Yeah, okay. So I was like, and it wasn't Mandalorian, it was Kenobi.
Kenobi.
That I'm confusing it with.
I could see that.
Like these are kind of meshed in my mind.
You just walk in like
I don't know what story plot was from what.
They're so proud of
Kenobi was more of an espionage spy show than this.
Yes, it was.
Imagine that someone like me.
I think that's my biggest disappointment because you know how I love spy stuff.
Like, the Empire is choking us so slowly.
Movies and
we're starting not to notice.
Was a little upset that it wasn't as much. Like, maybe
wouldn't you rather give it all
bit more
to something real?
But pretty good. Like,
I need all the heroes I can get.
The ending was kind of crazy with the whole rebellion.
Call it what you will. Let's call it war.
Like, the funeral just turned into a rebellion.
Pockets of fermenting.
Okay.
But that was, if I remember right, that was kind of boiling, you know.
You're in my net.
Like especially like when the Empire,
fish?
came back and was really like kind of marching the streets and.
You're slipping.
That reminds me, Stuart. There was a point where I was watching, and it was they were preparing for the heist, and the one tech character says, "Oh man, this is pre-Empire tech, and you know it's way more reliable than." The Empire took like I had to look this up, and the Empire only took over for 24 years total. So that's not long enough for tech to be like for people to forget about tech. And,
but I also believe that the Empire just changed everything.
I guess,
that they made everything cheaper. Like I love the theory that the reason that the stormtroopers can't shoot for shit is because their guns are as cheap as shit. Like they're the cheapest, you know, they barely function, and that's why you can't aim them. Also, the helmets suck. You can't see out of them.
From the Empire.
Yeah, I feel like that. I feel like that's one of the points where the prequels really hurt the Star Wars universe. Is because they put a year like how long the Empire actually
get inside their house.
Took over. Because like if you're watching 4, 5, 6, like you have no idea how long the Empire has been.
We're starting not to notice.
It could be 100 years. You know.
What I'm asking is this:
like, and
wouldn't you rather give it all?
You know, like I said, I looked it up because with that line he said, I was like, wait, it's not that long, right? And I'm a casual Star Wars fan. I'm not like deep into like some people are. You know, I've never claimed to be. So I've always said I'm a casual Star Wars fan. So I had to look that up. Like, am I remembering this right? And it's like, yeah, it's like 24. Like I think it was 24 years.
Luke was 19. He was born right at the beginning. He was 19 in episode 4.
Fish? Or are you a thief? You're slipping. I'm not slipping.
Yeah, but I mean, there's time between episode 4 and...
Yeah.
But yeah.
As long as everyone thinks I'm an irritation, there's a good chance they'll miss what I'm really doing.
What are you really doing?
While that may not seem like much compared to the thousands of years
this is what revolution looks like.
So I'm just like there's.
I'm tired of losing.
Like, but like I said, Stuart, like he was talking about how people don't remember how to use. That was before. Like, no, that wouldn't be the case. Even if they replaced the technology, there would still be people who knew how to use something from 20 years ago, because this was before this wasn't even, this was because what Andor takes place probably, when does it actually take place? Like right, like a year before, maybe a year or two before
to steal from the Empire?
A New Hope?
To just walk in like you belong.
Andor takes place 5 BBY.
They're so proud of themselves. So fat and satisfied.
What's BBY?
Before Battle of Yavin, which is the end of episode 4.
Would ever get inside their house.
So episode 4 was 19 years after the Empire took over. So this was 15 years.
Yes.
What I'm asking is this. Wouldn't you rather give it all?
Yeah, and Andor's, like these people are way older than 15, so they would definitely remember how to use pre-Empire tech. You know, like it just.
You can't poke holes in Star Wars.
I wasn't even trying. It just like I said, I'm a casual fan, and it just like this that line just didn't sit right with me. My brain started like, wait, does not compute. Like
I've not watched Acolyte yet, which is the new Star Wars show
Yeah,
right now.
I'm excited about that. That looks good.
I've only seen people on TikTok complaining about the first episode that there was a fire on the ship, like outside of the ship. Like, fire can't be outside, and then cut to a ton of clips of fire being outside in Star Wars.
What are you really doing?
Well, Stuart, that's not breaking your own rules within the universe.
No, that's Star Wars fans hating on Star Wars.
Yeah, like me, I'm like, that doesn't make sense with your universe, with your rules that you came out with, type of thing. That's where I have an issue. Is like, I'm okay with all this weird stuff if it's part of your universe and you establish it, but like 15 years the Empire's been in control and people forgot how to use technology before. But yeah, Acolyte looks really good. I'm excited for that. But yeah, like I said, it's
the Empire.
It's the prequels. The prequels really, I mean,
You just walk in like you belong.
whether they're good or bad, they really took a lot of the mystery of Star Wars,
So fat and
and a
satisfied.
lot of the cool,
They can't imagine
headcanon stuff.
that someone like me
Yeah.
would ever get
Like I
inside
said,
their
the
house.
mystery. How long was the Empire actually in charge?
For years, I thought the
Empire's
Clone
choking us
Wars
so
were
slowly.
clones fighting the
We're starting
original
not to notice.
people. I thought
Yeah,
that's what the Clone Wars
What I'm
were.
asking is this.
Nope.
I saw a TikTok about that
Wouldn't you
too.
rather
Yeah,
get
like
it
people
all
were talking like,
something
before
real?
the Clone Wars, we had all these things in our minds. And what could it be? What could it be? And,
I need all the heroes
Oh,
I can get.
it's a bunch of clones being soldiers. Okay.
it's a bunch of
Call it
clones
what you
of
will.
One guy.
Let's call it
Boba Fett's dad,
war.
Right.
who turned out to actually be a clone.
It's fermenting out there, son.
Yeah, but Boba Fett actually turned up being clone. Yeah.
Fermenting.
Yeah, like what? Whether they're good movies or bad, there's just some things that
you
should
a
not
fish?
necessarily be explained.
Are you a thief?
I'm excited for Acolyte because that's like what 1,000 years in the past.
It is definitely pre a
Just
lot
been
of
hiding for too long.
Like way before anything. Like, and that's what
As long as everyone thinks
that's
I'm
what
an
we've been
irritation.
asking for. We've been
There's a
asking
good
for
chance
either
they'll miss
something
what I'm
way
really doing.
before or
What
way
are you
after.
really doing?
I hope it's before the rule of two. That's what I hope it is.
Looks like.
And I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know.
I'm tired of losing.
'Cause I would love to see Army of Jedi, Army of Sith, full on lightsaber battle.
Okay, it's 100 years before Star Wars Episode 1.
Then it probably isn't.
At the end, Acolyte is set at the end of the Star Wars franchise's High Republic era, approximately 100 years before Star Wars Episode 1: Phantom Menace. Okay, that's a little
See,
upset.
we want them to go back farther and go to Old Republic.
Yeah, or just go in the future and do
To steal from the Empire.
something completely different that has nothing to do.
You just walk in like you belong.
Go in
They're
the
so proud
future
of
and do
themselves.
something completely different
So fat and
that
satisfied.
doesn't mess up what's already
They
been
can't
done.
imagine that someone like me would ever get inside
That
their
doesn't
house.
retcon.
Cassian Andor. The
That's
Empire's
what I'm here
choking
for.
us
Like I
so
said, I'm
slowly.
here for either something way far
starting
back
not to
or
notice.
way in the future that has,
What I'm asking is this.
kind of
Wouldn't
the whole
you rather get it
Skywalker
all
period. I'm kind of
to something
Yeah.
real.
Whether it's Luke or Anakin, like that whole
I
Skywalker
need all the
era,
heroes I can get.
kind
For the
of
greater good.
besides Mandalorian.
Call
me
it
more
what you
Mandalorian.
will.
Let's call it
Sure.
war.
Which we're getting one more season, and then
It's fermenting out there,
I
so
thought it was just the movie.
pockets of fermenting.
I think we're getting a season 2 as well.
You're in my net.
the movie is gonna. I think the movie is going to culminate the whole, wrap up the whole universe that surrounds the Mandalorian.
I'm not slipping.
Okay.
I've just been hiding for too long.
So all those other shows and stuff like that.
As long as everyone thinks I'm an irritation, there's a good chance they'll miss what I'm really doing.
What are you really doing?
Did take me a little time to get through.
This is what revolution looks like.
Halfway through, it's like, oh,
I'm tired of losing.
Okay, this could have it could have ended here, and everything would have been fine. Like, you know, like it kind of felt like this was 2 seasons in one. You know?
Sure.
It definitely felt that way, and I'm like, oh, it keeps going. Okay. Because after the heist, yeah, you know, when after the heist, you're like, oh, that could have been it, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, he goes to jail for a bullshit reason. What? Like, he goes to jail because he was at the wrong place at the wrong time. Like, what?
To steal from
and
the
he
Empire.
gets 6 years instead of 6 months because
You just walk in like you
him
belong.
and his crew screwed over the Empire, and
They're so proud of themselves.
So he actually is the
So
reason
fat
why
and
he
satisfied.
got 6 years instead of 6 months.
That's someone
That
like
was
me.
kind of funny. But
Would ever get inside their house.
What else you got?
The rest I got is all anime. Going back to anime.
So slowly.
Same.
We're starting not to notice.
I don't know if I talked about this before, because this was a show that came out last season, but I never finished it. And I picked it back up. Villainous level 99. I may be the hidden boss, but I'm not the demon lord. This is one of those. It's an isekai. Where main character gets trapped inside their favorite romance game, their favorite Tome game, and they come back as the villain, as the hidden boss. Not even the last boss, but the hidden boss, the one who's the one who's stronger than, of course, the last boss of the game. And she's like, well, the hero kills me, so I'm going to just become super strong so she can't do that. And so she becomes level 99, which is the highest level possible. While everybody else at their school is like level 10.
That's an interesting one. So it's not like the others where it's like, I'm just gonna change my character arc and be a nice person. And not, like...
She does. I mean, she doesn't, you know. And also, like, there is like a stigma around, because she's the only character with black hair, and apparently there's a stigma around people with black hair that they're, you know, they have ties to the demon lord, so she is shunned. And, you know, kind of living her life, she kind of thinks like, oh, it's because of the way people treated her and, you know, not having friends, and that just kind of led the character from the game just down a dark path to become the hidden boss. But she, through no fault of her own, gets friends. Like, she just so happens to now have friends, and that kind of, you know, stops her from, and actually ends up at the very end being friends with the hero and the group, despite the male harem around the hero trying to fight her at every chance.
Gotcha.
I don't know, I don't know if it was great. It wasn't bad. There's
I'm
no
mad
dub.
at this one because it says sub dub, and I've been tricked many times because I'll be like, "Oh, cool," and I'll click on it, and it'll be dubbed in like.
I don't know what that language is.
I
don't
looked it
know
up before.
what it is because it is.
I want to say it's like. Let's see.
人も馬車もいっぱい。このゲームのタイトルは光の魔法と勇者様。王立学園に入学した主人公が攻略対象の男子たちと絆を深めながら。
Because it is not the language I can look at and recognize what it is. It's not. It's not Chinese. It's not Korean. It's not Hindi. And those are the ones. And it's not, of course, not in the European language that I recognize either. It is some script that I have no idea what it is.
Yeah, I want to say I looked it up. Yeah, it's some weird language, but some language you wouldn't expect necessarily for an anime to be dubbed over English. Yeah, it doesn't say that. It just, when you're just looking, when you're just browsing, it'll say dub sub. That's it. But then when you click on it and see the actual episode, it'll say dub sub, whatever, that is. So I've been tricked many times because I forgot. I've either forgotten or I've thought this was something entirely new. A lot of these titles and premises are the same, or like, because that seems to be one of the new things now. Is I'm reincarnated as the villain.
Yeah. And I want to say, like, before she was reincarnated, she didn't have any friends in the real world either. So like, she mistakes, when a character actually kind of approaches her and they hang out all the time, and are actually friends, she's like, well, he just probably sees me as an annoying acquaintance, and not really as a friend. So she doesn't get, other people, how people actually act. She doesn't understand it. And she's also one of the characters that doesn't show emotions. It has no inflections in her voice at all. Very monotone. She's one of those type of characters. But it's, like I said, it's not great, but it's not bad either. I'd put it at 4 stars. It's definitely a kind of above average kind of a thing, but not amazing either. So that was kind of quick about that one.
Yeah, just like I said, this one tricked me. Where it's, I've done it a few times where I've clicked on it, like, oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I was nice waiting. Trash anime to watch,
I stopped watching this after like the second episode. Like, oh, I'll just wait for the dub to come out. And never did, or the English dub. I should say. What about you? What else you got?
I've got an anime that's on Netflix. It's a movie called My Oni Girl.
Okay.
This is a gorgeous looking anime, by the way. Like,
I feel like anime movies are gorgeous looking.
Yeah, this is like on par with like the most recent anime movies that you'll see like come to theaters and stuff like that. Even, the Miyazaki's or the what's that one? Suzuku? My Suzuku or which one I'm talking about?
I do not.
It's another one.
Suzume. don't know, something that came out in 2022.
I think that's it. Yeah. A good picture of that. Okay, yeah, this is the one. This was in theaters, like in the U.S. Okay. But yeah, My Only Girl, it's gorgeous looking, as you can see. If you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, Stuart has the videos, the trailers, for what we're talking when we're talking about it. And this one is just it's gorgeous looking. It's it's about what is it? How do I describe this? There's the main character is a boy who is kind of the typical at school, and it's like, oh, will you help us clean up? It's our day to clean up. Would you help us clean up? Oh yeah, sure. Oh man, I'm late for something. You wouldn't mind taking like that, or basically push over. I wanted to try to find a better word than what but I guess push over really.
Yeah.
Very not a lot of self-confidence type of character. And because of that, he's like, I forget what the term is. Like he's producing like Emmys or whatever back. There's it's like little clouds of like something that are coming out of his back, and the girl ends up saying those are like Emmys or something. I don't know. So there's something, but
yokai or something like that.
Yokai, something, yeah, I don't know, something like that. But and he's gonna eventually turn into something, or because of it, but he meets her because like she's on a bus, like and she doesn't have. She can't find money, and she's trying to find money, and he's like, oh, for you, and she's like, no, and all this and that, and she ends up not taking the bus, and ends up going, inviting herself over to his house, and it turns out she's like kind of a runaway, and she's while she's at his house, and he ends up getting attacked by what they call what's it called? What do they call it? Because this was like 2 weeks ago when I watched this. So it was like a snow god or winter god or something like that.
Okay.
They call it like a snow god, and it's what you see on the screen, the like little like floating snake. They're not really snakes, like.
Okay.
And they have to run, and it turns out she's from this like this hidden city of Oni, and she's looking for her mother, and she has to go to this temple, and he ends up taking her to the temple, and they go on, they end up like stuff happens, and they end up meeting throughout, like there's something that happens where she ends up getting sick or injured, and he ends up taking her. The closest place is this like hotel inn, like this like little inn, this inn type, that's run by like a family, and he ends up like working for them, and while she recovers and stuff like that, and then they just they end up finding other places, other people, and making connections with and whatnot, and it ends up leading to leading to them finally going to the temple. Her dad's at the temple, and then find it turns out like, you know, he kind of lied to her about her mother not being, you know, because she was told her mother left like their village to the real world, to our world, and ended up lived at that temple that she went to, and it's kind of it's kind of like it's not really made clear like what actually happened to her mother. When she finds out from her dad, like her dad lied about her mother, he kind of leaves it, you know, a little ambiguous. They end up going to like, you know, stuff happens where like, you know, he ends up going to the hidden city or whatever, and you know, stuff happens, and I'm trying not to give away a lot because this is a really good movie. I quite a bit. It was very it's very wholesome but yet entertaining. Like, and the actual stuff actually happens, and like there's a lot of stuff happens in this movie. By the way, like I said, getting to them getting them getting to the temple, and like I said, come across a bunch of other people and do stuff, and like I said, like at the end he ends up working there for, you know, and helping them out and stuff like that to pay for the room while she's recovering and stuff like that. And you know, they find I think a couple other people, like a brother and sister who are like thrift shop people who like find, you know, vintage clothing, and then they sell it, and it, you know, they find you know, variety of different people and make connections and stuff like that. That's all like the first half, you know, of the movie. And the second half is like when stuff kind of really starts to pick up and get a little serious and dangerous, and because the snow gods are always the time the snow gods are chasing, and they're having to run away, and they end up like kind of trapping a snow god in a train because they like, you know, they jump out of the way they jump out of the train right when it's closing, and they trap the snow god in the train, and it's like, oh, okay. But I thought the snow god could like go through things, but I guess not. Not
Apparently
trains.
not.
It's pretty good though. Like, it's just something I just randomly saw this and was just like, oh, this looks interesting. Let me watch this. Like, and it turned out to be pretty good, you know? Like,
Yeah, I need to watch more anime movies that are not, you know, tied to his series, because like I really liked your name, like that was amazing, and like I thought back then like I should watch just like more movies, and like I wanted to watch oh, there's one about a deaf girl, silent something. I can't think of what it is. Like that I've wanted to watch that one, and like
you'd like this one, I think.
I just I would like to watch more, you know, movies and stuff that, but they're actually harder to find than the shows.
I've seen some, like I said, that Suzume, I saw like that was actually in theaters here, like back in, I guess, 2022 or whatever, and that there will be occasion, you know, regular random anime that aren't tied to shows, but then there are the ones that are tied. Like right now, there's one right now that's out that's tied to what is it that let's see, is it still in the theater here? It was for a while. Um,
I have no idea.
Oh, I guess it's not anymore. Okay. The what's the one about the firefighters? Is that the one I'm thinking of?
Fire Force?
No, that's not it.
A Silent Voice is the name of the movie I want to
Oh
watch.
no. I don't even know why. I was totally wrong, Stuart. Boy. Was it high Q?
That's volleyball.
Yeah, the dumpster battle. Yeah. I was totally wrong. I'll admit that. Wow. Yeah, that one has been in the theaters here in the US. And that one's definitely like tied to a show, of course,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
I believe that's a show, yeah. But there will be
a very
some
popular
that are,
show.
like, there will be some that are just like original anime movies that'll make their way here for like a week. And it'll be like one screening a day. Actually, sometimes it's not even a week, it's like 2 days. And it'll be like one showing each day, here. Where it's like, damn it, like I would see some of these maybe if they, had a longer release time, but we're just not there yet, I guess, for anime in the movie theaters. But yeah, there's some on Netflix, I think, some anime movies that are definitely ones to watch. Like I said, this and the
Crunchyroll
Suzume.
has some, but they're not categorized out. You have to know where to look.
Oh no, I didn't want to watch that. I just wanted more detail. Yeah. You know what I need? I need to watch the Miyazaki and Studio Ghibli. Ghibli or Ghibli?
Arguably.
Okay. I need to watch those movies. Because I've never watched a single one of those. And I know that's like blaspheme. I know that.
I really like Spirited Away. And the only other one I've seen is My Neighbor Totoro. That's it.
See, with Spirited Away, for the longest time, I just kept getting that confused with Spirit Within, and that was so bad. And I just always thought of Spirit Within when I heard, God, that was so bad.
It wasn't
Spirit
great.
Within. It looks so bad. Like, but yeah, was it My Oni Girl? It's not. How long is My Oni Girl? Let's see. If I can spell.
It is 1 hour and 52 minutes.
Yeah.
Nope, don't want to watch it.
Huh. Yeah. Like I said, pretty good. Original film by Studio Colorido. I don't know. I don't know studio names.
I don't know. I just know Ghibli and Trigger.
Some Studio Ghiblis are Miyazaki, but not all Miyazakis are studio, right? Or are those completely different?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Anyways, yeah. This is just like, I just was looking and was like, oh, this looks interesting. This looks fun. I like the look of this. This looks gorgeous, and it's not tied to anything, and let's just watch. Let's watch this. And I'm I'm more of a TV person than a movie person. I feel like I'd much rather watch a show than just a movie. You know, just because I feel like a lot of times movies, if they're not done right, you either don't get as much out of it as you should, or like, I don't know. You can mess up a movie a lot easier than a show, I feel like.
I don't know. People tend to mess up shows quite often.
Well, yeah, true. But I guess I can see that your point there. But all right, what else you got? You said you had more anime.
I got a couple more. Whoops, I closed that. Another one. I know we've talked about this one, but I finally finished this, and that is The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic.
Oh, goody!
I watched it, when it came out, and then I just kind of stopped watching as the episodes were coming out. But I finally went back and watched the rest of it. Season 2, right? There's coming out with season 2.
There better be,
because boy did it like. Oh no, you want a season 2 because there's this character we introduced at the very end of the fucking show that you're really curious about now.
Yeah, the chick who was in the armor, right?
The Black Knight, yeah.
Like
no, now you're super curious about her. Now we're gonna end the show. No.
Oh no! Why? The way she talks too is so bizarre for the show. Like,
there's no announcement yet on whether it's going to season 2, but damn do I hope.
It was so good though. Like it has to.
It was really good. Like just the idea that, working out physically and using healing magic to heal your lactic acids, so you don't, so you can continue working out even more. Like that whole thing was like brilliant. That's brilliant,
right? Like, just made me think like, it's like it's the what do they call it in Dragon Ball? The Zenkai boot.
I don't remember.
Where the Saiyans like take damage and then they recover.
Yeah.
Stronger.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's like, kind of that principle.
Mm-hmm.
Like you wear your body to where you're just like can't do anything anymore, and then you just heal yourself, or you get healed, and then you're stronger than ever. Like,
yeah,
very clever. Yeah,
and the fact that only the main character and his teacher are the only people who can do it. Like that's apparently like nobody else can do it. That's why there's nobody else that she trains.
Yeah.
So God, do I hope there's going to be season 2.
I mean, it'd be a shame if there wasn't. Like, because of course this has some of the same tropes as other animes, but like overall it was pretty solid.
Right.
Like,
it's even got one that we even talked about in the show already, where dude was teleported to another world because he was standing next to two people who was supposed to be teleported.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
So,
God, I love him just running through the town with the bear on carrying the bear on his back. So like, and he's like, "Oh, this must be freaking everybody out," and they're just, "Oh no, you're
like, no, we're used to seeing weird stuff."
Yeah, we're used to it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just so good. What a group of characters. The was it the other the the other people he, like, lives with. Like, I forget what they're called, but yeah.
The rescue squad.
Rescue squad, yeah. Well, wow. That's some interesting characters there. But yeah, pretty good. I enjoyed it. And yeah, like you said, like, we get the God, I want more like that Black Knight. Yeah. Like, why?
She introduced at the very fucking end, like, oh no, we've got to continue on with her. Oh, that's so compelling, the story you just laid out.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, so good. Yeah. And just like, you know, when the scenes where like he's in battle were just so great. Like,
yes,
when he actually, you know, was on the front lines and stuff like that, and excellent. So
I don't know.
Hopefully we get a season 2.
I just thought I'd bring that one up. I know we've talked about that show in the past already, but
oh yeah,
I finally finished it, and yeah, like just and his classmate, the girl that was transported to, her becoming just this, she actually ends up just loving everything about it, about the world, because now she's, you know, she has no more, you know, responsibilities put on her, and she's a closeted geek, and you know,
oh, and she was the class president who had all the responsibilities. Yeah.
And now she just has the responsibilities to save the kingdom. So yeah, you know, whichever one you think is lighter, okay, cool. And her drooling over his muscles.
His yeah, I was about to say, yeah. I was like, when you were saying drooling, are you meaning like, yeah? Am I remembering that correctly? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like, oh shit, when did he get ripped? Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
It's only been like a month.
It wasn't that long, and he got like super ripped really damn quick.
But it's like you said, yeah, like, you know, you're able to heal, and, you know, the lactic acids and all that stuff. You know, if you could, then theoretically, yes.
Yeah.
You could get ripped quick, you know. Because, you know, the whole process of muscles is, you know, tearing your muscles and
destroy
them getting
them,
repaired.
then they build back up, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So, pretty good. Next one is anime also that we've talked about before, that I finally finished.
Oh, oops, wrong one.
Oh, I was about to say, wait, did they do this one too? Because I saw the studio in Colorado.
I didn't mark off.
Like,
I didn't mark off that one.
This one is Frieren Beyond Journey's End.
I also finally finished that one.
I kind of let you know I was watching this just because, like, I came across a TikTok about a scene, and then I came across the scene like the next day and was like, I had to share it with you. The scene where it's like she's so badass, and she's like, she tells the enemy to kill yourself, and
yeah, and then because of what happened, the enemy has, like, she has no choice and she cuts her own head off.
Well, the TikTok was of the voice actor being asked what's her favorite line of dialogue, and she says probably when, you know, she said, you know, her character from Frieren says, you know, kill yourself to, you know, and I'm like, I see, I saw that and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. And then the next day I get to that part and I'm like, holy shit,
that's a cool scene. It's a really cool scene.
That's like, that feels almost cooler than the whole Arise thing. Like, with
Kinda.
Solo Leveling. Like,
it's on that level. Yeah.
yeah,
It is on that
and I
level.
was like, I have to show Stuart. This is too funny of a coincidence that, like, I came across this, didn't think anything of it, and then came across the scene and actually had context. Like,
right.
So good. Yeah, those first few episodes were rough to get through just because, like, the whole like death and loss, and because she ages, and she doesn't perceive time, and so everyone else is aging around her way quicker. She's because she's, and they keep mentioning it, like, she's like, oh, another quick 10-year journey.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not 10 years, that's not quick. And she gets like locked in jail, in prison, and she's like, oh, it's only gonna be 6 years.
Yeah,
it's like 6 years. We can't wait 6 years.
I mean, just the first season probably covers 3 years at least. Like a good chunk of time passes.
Well, yeah, at least 3, because they're in that they're held up in the winter with that snowstorm area, the cabin, for 6 months.
Yeah.
That's 6 months just right there with that other elf.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they do. It is interesting. I do like the whole aspect of, certain things trigger a memory in her, a memory from her, and then it goes to flashback of her with her party before. I feel like that's done really well, and because you could easily make that irritating and not like work well, and I feel like they did that pretty well.
No, like this whole story it's a story about death and accepting death of loved ones. That's the whole kind of theme of the show. And I think they do it really well.
Oh,
with
yeah.
some comedic bits every now and then. Like every time Viren comes across a mimic.
Yep.
She can't help herself. She cannot help herself.
Yeah, and I don't think, I never said like I didn't like it. Like the only thing like when I first started to watch this and stopped, it was because like, I just didn't feel, just wasn't in that mindset, because like, it was really dark and heavy, and like
it's got a heavy start.
Yeah, like May June time is a little for me, because my brother died in May and my dad died in June.
Yeah.
So like the anniversaries of those, having to, what those popping up, those 2 months are a little rough for me.
Yeah.
And end of April is my mom's birthday, so like,
yeah.
So we're just past that point, so that's good, but it's a bit rough. Yeah, some things like I'll recognize they're great, but I just can't watch because like I don't want to be put in the mindset, or I'm not in the right mindset to watch certain things. But I finally got around to watching it, and it does pick up, and it does like, it still focuses on that stuff, but not as intense as the start of the anime.
It definitely goes to a more lighter tone after the beginning.
Especially when we start to get new characters that come in, like was the swordsman character with trained with.
I can't remember anime characters' names.
I can't either. You're supposed to be you're the good one. You're supposed to be the good one when it comes to names.
Well, that's bad.
Oh God, I'm drawing a goatee. What's the other one? Goatee thief or goatee? Goatee something.
Who are you talking about?
The person who joined their party after the apprentice hero with the sword or the axe. Like his friend gave him the name
Stark. His name was Stark. She should remember fucking Stark. That's the axe dude.
Okay. Priest goatee. That's it. You don't remember that?
No, I do. I'm looking at names of characters that I don't. Okay.
Okay, and his friend was Warrior Gorilla.
Right. Yes.
I was kind of sad when he left. When
his name was
Goatee
Sen.
Priest Goatee
Was Sen.
Okay.
That was his name. Alias.
I felt like
Goatee Priest.
I felt like there was more with him in the group that could have been explored. At first,
Yeah, because
he left a little too soon.
He was with him, for a long time, but we didn't see a whole lot of him.
Yeah, and they made a clear point, like, "Oh, you're important. We're gonna definitely need you." And then he, before they even get anywhere near where they're supposed to,
Mm-hmm.
The whole. I didn't like the whole trial, like to become a mage one, like the end of that. How it was her master's master, just basically deciding willy-nilly can be who can pass and who doesn't.
Yeah.
I felt like that was a little like, really?
No, it was definitely biased because, because she told Frieren no because it's Frieren.
Yeah, and she knew she was going to fail.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's a great looking anime, and definitely, the way they handle the flashbacks, how they're triggered by stuff that's happening in the present. We get into the flashbacks is pretty nice. And how she's realizing like how much her party actually meant to her.
Yeah, especially like him, Himmel, like how much he actually changed her life. Like she didn't quite realize it at the time while he was alive.
Yeah, and it's really interesting because they in this world, like elves are like kind of, and she even says like, yeah, or there's few and fewer elves, and we're probably, I'm probably one of the last because we're not really romantic, or we don't really feel the need to like, reproduce or whatever, however she says, and it's like, yeah, wow, okay, yeah, they're just like void of emotion for the most part, and
pretty much,
and it's her like discovering emotions throughout the show, it seems like.
Yeah.
And how she's realizing, oh, these people meant a lot to me and they're gone, or at least two of them are dead now. Wow. It's like you've lived all this time, and it's like you're just starting to realize things a bit too late.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I love the fact that the reason she's out looking for magic is, looking for legendary magic. Legendary as in, a spell to clean your clothes. Just simple mundane type magic that
to make your life easier.
Yeah. That's what she's out looking for.
That's yeah. think of how much time you spent, and it's not like it's not like she needs to worry about time, but that's the funny part is she doesn't need to worry about how much time,
Yeah.
because she's an elf. But like, yeah, you spend a lot of time on clothes, cleaning clothes or, doing or whatever random tasks, and magic should be able to, and to the point where like even what's her name, her apprentice,
Fern.
like, yeah, Fern, how Fern ends up asking for a spell to clean clothes or whatever from the one, and she's like, that's it, that's all you want, like.
Yeah, like her master of Flemme. Like she even talks to like her master, saying like, Farron is a person of a peaceful time, while we're people for war. So like, just because she's looking for peace, she's looking for the making the life easier, while a lot of other people at that time were because they were fighting the Demon King, were war, powerful spells, ways to kill. Now, while Freeman's not like that at all.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I enjoyed it a bit. And is there going to be a season 2 of this?
I don't know.
It's definitely left open for more.
It was definitely popular.
Because like they're, the journey to get to heaven, or or whatever.
Yeah,
they said 10 years, and it was only like what, a couple years.
Yeah, yeah.
Since they left, what's his name? Yeah,
Eisen.
Yeah.
Or are you talking about Heiter? The priest.
No, the dwarf.
That was Eisen.
Yeah.
Season 2 has not been confirmed.
That's when they decide. That's when they decide they're starting the 10-year journey. Is when they leave Eisen, right?
No.
To go to heaven.
That was Himmel. Not Himmel. Heiter. It was the priest that raised Fern, and it was Fern and Fern leaving. They meet up with Eisen, and they pick up Eisen's apprentice along the way.
Gotcha. Okay. I think that's when they say, though, will take 10 years, because it took them 10 years previously.
I don't remember.
They mentioned it's like they basically have to go back where they went.
Yeah, they have to go past where they went.
Yeah. So there's still a long way to go before then, and then what's happening when they get there. Yeah. Hopefully there's more. This did wrap up not too long ago, right? So
yeah,
hopefully
it
there's
ended
more news
last season. So it's not, there's definitely likely it will get a season 2, but nothing has been announced yet.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I would welcome more. So what else you got?
The last thing I got is anime from a couple years ago. Actually, this one's not exactly new. Just kind of went under the radar, and I'm going to butcher this name. Gelpenor. It's really weird. But the main character kind of discovers one day that he can transform into a mascot, like an amusement park mascot. He literally transforms into the mascot, and he's got super strength. He's more agile. And because the mascot is a dog, he can actually has enhanced smell. And so while he's kind of out one night, kind of having a crisis of, why is this happening to me? He spots a building that's on fire. And kind of curious, he kind of goes over to it. And he kind of gets a whiff that there's somebody inside. So he goes inside, and turns out there's a girl from his school in there. And he saves her. And turns out she was kind of trying to kill herself. She's the one that started the fire. Because turns out her sister can also transform into a creature. They just straight up call them monsters. And her sister killed their family. So she's going to use our dude to kind of figure out what the hell is going on, and why is this happening. And because he's a mascot with like a zipper on the back, they unzip him to see what's inside. It's empty. So
that's horrifying.
So she crawls inside. Often.
What?
Yeah. And
okay.
I will say that this is a very mature anime, because often she's naked when she crawls in, because it's ooey and gooey in there, and she doesn't want to ruin her clothes, or she's just wearing her underwear. One of the two.
Yeah, I definitely remember passing through this, like the art, the cover art, and thinking that's probably a dark anime.
It is. And the girl is the same voice as Lucy, so I keep hearing, because her voice is coming out, and I'm like, Lucy wouldn't be saying these things. This is so weird. Like I've definitely heard her before in other things, but she's straight up using her Lucy voice.
Yeah, that's in
this show. So I'm like, okay. So it's kind of jarring in that case. And I've not finished it. I'm only maybe about halfway through. Like I'm on episode 8. And there was a scene I almost thought it was going to go into like X-rated stuff for a minute. Like it gets kind of damn close. Like if you thought Remonster goes too far, ooh boy, this goes a tiny step further.
Oh, is Remonster that way too?
Yeah.
And there's one more episode left.
Yeah, there's one episode left. You just hear things with Remonster. You see things in this one, but it doesn't go there. It just goes almost there.
Yeah, I've been waiting for Remonster wrap up so I can start it. Oh, I have to put this on. But it's good. This is good though, right? You're enjoying it?
Yes.
Okay. I will put this on my list.
Like it's got 4 and some, over half stars. I'll agree with that. It is. It is that.
Animes don't, or at least they don't have ratings on Crunchyroll, do they? I'm looking and I don't really.
Yeah, no, they're stars.
No, I mean like age ratings, like PG-13 or.
Not on Crunchyroll does it show, but this is definitely, if you look on like my anime list, it definitely has the
Gotcha.
the ratings there.
This interesting. This is published by Billy.
Yeah,
That's
which is
Chinese Twitch, right?
Yeah, well, it's Chinese YouTube.
YouTube or okay.
Yeah, this came out in 2020.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, this is rated R-17 plus.
Okay, yeah.
It says for violence and profanity, but I'm gonna put sexual content on that too.
Probably, yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I'll definitely give this a shot.
It's definitely interesting.
Yeah, I'm looking for animes to watch right now because there's a bunch that are about to wrap up that are like either an episode or a couple episodes away.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like I almost caved and started Re Monster. I almost.
I mean,
I'm like, no,
it's
I'm gonna
all
wait.
dubbed. I mean,
yeah, I was like, no, I'm gonna wait. There's only one more week, and then that last episode will be out. Along with there's another anime too.
Moonlight Fantasy. It's got like 2 more episodes left.
Oh, does it? Okay, yeah.
Well, in the sub. So it's, let's see, how far is
that
it?
I started and then stopped because I had gotten caught up, and so I think I'm on episode like 15 or 16 of that.
Okay, it's on 21 of dub and then 23 of sub.
I wish more would do day and day, or true
yeah, but that's
simulcast.
That's really up to the studio in Japan sending out the script to.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Because what it is now, it's the anime gets released and it's translated then to other languages. Then it has to. Then the voice actors have to come in, do the thing, and then it's got to be sound editing and all that stuff.
Yeah. Which is impressive of the fact that some are only 2 episodes behind.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive considering.
2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. I'm just scrolling through Crunchyroll and I'm like, oh, Spy Family. I need to watch the season 2 of that. I never did.
I will say I am watching Moonlit Fantasy and I'm all caught up on that one. Even through the sub. That one gets, oh boy, towards the end of that season, it's getting interesting.
There's part of it where I was starting to lose steam on it, him teaching and all that was kind of this is a little kind of boring.
Yeah, once that whole gets done and what happens after that, it gets really interesting after that.
That's good to hear.
I'll give this little minor spoiler. He can speak common now.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. I look forward to the interactions he has with the people he has only been writing.
Writing too.
What their reactions are going to be to that.
Don't know. But yeah, that was Gelpanor. I was talking about before. I guess I've ruined that pronunciation because it is unusual.
Oh yeah, you're right. But I found it, and it's on my it's on my watch list. So, I got one more thing. It's an anime as well. It's an older anime, couple years, but it's still current.
What you gave me.
That's Andor.
That is Andor. See if I messed up the.
Did
nope,
I give you
you gave me the same one twice.
Did I?
Yep.
Where did this one? Okay. Well, hold on. Wonder how that happened. Oh man. Sure. Do this. There you go. I think that's should be it. Yeah. Oh, it's loud. Okay. But finally got caught up with Demon Slayer.
Oh, okay. I have not.
Yeah. It's just like I watched the first season and was like, that was like it for and it's not that I didn't like it. I love it. Great. It's probably one of the best looking animes out there, just with the way their style is like just the regular anime looks like how like movies versions of animes do.
Yeah.
Like it's incredible. Like, and they're able to I was noticing this while I was watching through it. They're able to actually utilize 3D. Like
yes.
They're actually able to integrate it with their regular like with 2D drawings.
Mm-hmm.
To where it's just like it's flawless and looks, it works. Versus sometimes where it's like, oh, that just kind of takes you out of it with other studios and animes and stuff like that.
Yeah, so it so far it's been done more bad than good.
Yeah. The first or the second season is the what's it called? The something train arc. The
Mugen? Morgan?
The Mugen train.
Yeah.
There's a movie of that. So if you just want to watch the movie, you can. But I had watched season 1, and then I think sometime last year I watched that movie, the Mugen train arc, and then that was it. I just forgot about, it's just Demon Slayer was always there for me to watch, like it was always there in case I needed something to watch. I kind of treated it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then I actually watched the actual Mugen train arc, and I recommend if you have to watch one or the other, watch the arc. Don't just watch the movie.
Okay. Are they different? Are there differences between them?
There's a lot more. There's a lot more detail and a lot more stuff. It feels like a lot more happens in the arc.
Okay.
Like I'm okay with the fact that I watch both. Like I'm not upset. Like I don't feel, I'd have to go back and watch the movie to see if like how if the movie quality looked any better, because like I said, like just this show has really stepped up. From it feels like season 2 on, like just the quality is just just amazing, and it's like movie quality, but the episodes, not just the quality too, but the tone that they're able to present, you know, in the of this anime just feels more cinematic, you know,
Mm-hmm.
since they're breaking them down into these arcs, you know. And not a lot of filler. Like there's really no filler episodes for the most, or filler stuff for the most part, or at least after season 1. I feel like season 1 definitely had some filler stuff. Cuz I mean it was like, you know, but like once, since he's become a demon slayer, and since he's like, since he's uh, since all that stuff, like it feels like, these arcs are like, oh, it's either he has an assignment he has to take care of, or that, or is very serious, and or something happens that's very serious. Yeah, the Mugen Train arc is the first half of season 2, I think, and then the second half of season 2 is, because that's 7 episodes. I think the second half of season 2, I think it's technically part of season 2 still, is the Entertainment District arc, which is kind of like Lady of the Night, like red light district
Okay.
entertainment type stuff, without going into too much. Like they don't really go they make it pretty vague, but they allude to that's what it is, and they, it's like each arc there's a different what's it called, hashiro, I think that's what they're called, the like pinnacle of the Demon Slayer Corps. I think they're called Hashiros. And oh man, this one was probably the best. The Entertainment District arc. Like there's just the craziness that happened with this. Because they're trying to, because one of there's a Hashi who's like trying to investigate, the entertainment district, because there's, stuff happening, and he expects demons and stuff like that. And he sent his, like, he has 3 wives who are like these like shinobi ninja type, whatever, it's skilled. They're not necessarily demon slayers, but they're skilled because they're like shinobi types.
Mm-hmm.
He sends them in to like investigate, and I think like they either go missing or they can't like get back in touch with him, so he ends up like, there's some silliness to where like he ends up dressing Tanjiro, I forget the other two, his name, the dude with the boar head and the blonde one.
Mm-hmm.
He ends up dressing them like girls so they can like, like they can investigate, and they look like the most hideous girls. Like,
well, if I remember,
and there's a point.
If I remember right, the boarhead dude is like a pretty boy.
Oh, him, yes, he does look. He does end up looking decent as a female, yeah. But like Tanjiro and the other, and the blonde hair, it just looks so bad. Like the way the way the Hashiro dresses them up, and there's a point at the end like where he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry to tell you, but I'm actually a guy," and the one of the people's like, "Yeah, I know." Like,
Oh,
I knew. There's no like.
Oh no.
And he's like, "What? Was I really that bad?" Like, you know, it's like I knew for yeah. There's I knew. There's no. There was no doubt. Like that was definitely, you know.
Oh, do you know that blonde hair dude, same voice actor as Jin Woo from Solo Leveling?
Really? Wait. What?
Yep.
What?
Same voice actor.
How? How? Oh my god. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's funny because like there's a huge battle that towards the end of the arc, of course, you know, and for whatever reason, the blonde hair guy, he's like asleep, but he's still like fighting, like his body's like just I guess somehow taking over and all this and that, and then like towards the end he like wakes up and he's like he's like, I'm in so much pain. I don't know what happened. So good.
I didn't realize there was Demon Slayer airing right now.
Yeah. First episode's dubbed in French.
Okay.
Kind of makes me a little upset, you know. Like, why did they get dubbed before us? But yeah. Nezuko, of course, she's, you know, she's kind of his whole purpose of being a demon slayer and all this is to try to find, and like the later, like it was like at the end of the entertainment district, he like collects blood and like the like delivery cat appears out of nowhere and takes the blood sample, and I'm like, oh, I totally forgot that was a plot line. Like he was trying to get blood from like a premier demon so that one chick can study it and try to find a cure for Nezuko. And I totally forgot that was a plot line because they had not mentioned that for so long. Like there was no mention of that during the Mugen Train up until, like I said, like the last entertainment. So it's like, oh, okay, cool. And then there's the next is the Swordsmith Village arc where he has to go. He's trying to get his sword repaired or get a new sword. You know, demons attack the village, and it's this like mysterious village where like he's like blindfolded and he has like his nose plugged because if you forgot, his nose is like super amazing. Like I can feel I can smell your sincerity. Like what? No, it's not a thing. Like, but he can do it. You know, I can smell you have no deception about you. Like what? But they like blindfold him and plug his nose, and you know they have like all these like because the Demon Corps have their own like shinobis, you know, like to like you know kind of like take care of like the cleanup crews and you know just do all side jobs for like the demon slayers and stuff like that. He's like it's so secret that like he starts with one person like that's carrying him on their back with him blindfolded and his nose plugged up, and then they only know where they're going, Crow, and then they switch off with someone else, and then there are different crows, and it's like that. It's like they make this whole point of like this village is so secret because like these are the people who make the swords for the demon slayers. So if the demons ever found them, you know, it would cause trouble, which
it'd be bad.
he arrives and the demons instantly find them.
Of course. Yeah.
So, it's funny you were talking about the one episode or the one show where like the girl's hair was like, such a faux pas.
Mm-hmm.
There's a character in here who has like pink hair, and like she mentions how like, oh man, my hair was such a, everyone hated me because of my hair. It was such a disgrace because it's a pink color and all. And I'm like, when I was watching this, I was like, God, are we still like on about like hair colors being taboo? Like, is that still a thing in anime? I guess so. And then you mentioned it on your thing, But it's pretty good. Like Demon Slayer is great. Like I said, it's just the whole, at least past season 1, like watching season 2 and season 3, it just has a cinematic feel to it, with the look and the tone and the way everything is put together. Like I said, they mix 3D with 2D so perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't take you out, like, the 3D doesn't take you out of the experience. It's just it's so good. And there's some interesting stuff that happens towards the end of season 3, and it's kind of like I literally think I think I said what the fuck, like literally was like WTF, at a point that happened. And it's just, it's so good. It really is. And like I said, it's got to be one of the most gorgeous looking animes. Just the way they use colors,
Yeah, really. I heard something that the effects that the swords give off, the water, the lightning, all that stuff. It's not dynetic, meaning it's not actually happening. It's only for
it's a
the
representation.
Audience. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, it's supposed to represent their style of. That's what I was kind of thinking. I was like, is it an actual is it supposed to just represent like their actual style, or is it actually happening? And then, because like, Nezuko has fire that she can use to burn poison away. She burns poison away from someone, and she's able to use the fire that comes out of her to burn other demons. Like, other demons have all these crazy powers, so it's like, what's actually stopping? Like, I could see it going both ways.
Yeah, it's like you never know with anime. Like, it could go one way, it could go the other. Like,
but I do like I do like that visual effect, even if it's just representation or if it's actually happening.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice. And I will say one thing: Tanjiro he's all about water,
right?
Maybe he's starting to not be.
Okay.
He's starting to step away from that, and he kind of
mentions
how
his own style.
He's kind of he kind of mentions how, and there's some like history behind him, like that he's having memories from, like they talk about like having memories of your ancestors or whatever, and he's starting to have memories of his ancestor, like it seems like, and like genetic memory or something, I think they said, or something like that. Yeah. And they're starting to be like, maybe, maybe there's more to his his ancestors than, we thought. And he actually mentions how like water breathing is, I think he says like, that's not really, he's really can't master it or whatever. He has some issue with it, or which I'm like, really? Because you were all about that in the first season. Like, and he still uses that from time to time, but like there's more happening with his fighting techniques, I'll say.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it's pretty good. Was it the Swordsmith Village arc? There's no hair head guy in the third season in the village arc.
Okay.
Well, no, that's not entirely true because like I think the first episode he's asleep for like he wakes up from a coma after like 2 months, because of the previous battle in the entertainment arc, and I think the boar guy is there in like the butterfly mansion, I think they call it, which is like their their recovery center.
Mm-hmm. I remember
that. I think he's there in that first episode, but like from there on, there's none of those two. So, which is interesting because like it seemed like those three were like the main characters, for the most part.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh no, the blonde hair guy, he's in an action, and then the boar guy leaves and to do something else, and yeah, so he ends up going to dealing with the village on his own. There are other people from the Demon Slayer Corps there, but like, he doesn't have those other two to fall back on like he had, previously to help him out. So there's some interesting demon powers too that are going on in with some of these demons too. I'll say like some very interesting stuff that's like, well, that's just fucked. Like that makes things difficult for them for the demon slayers. Like what? But highly recommend picking it back up. I
really should.
I'm chomping at the bit because like there's 5 episodes out for the new season subbed. First is dubbed in French. Where's the English? I need it. Like
we'll get it in a year and a half.
Oh, don't say that, Stuart.
Although I'd
rather you say we'll get it in a year and a half and it comes out sooner than we'll get it soon and then it takes a year and a half like Super did. Yeah, I'd rather you say it'll take longer and it not be than
yes.
Yeah. God, I can't believe that happened. That was such a large gap for such a popular anime.
I know.
God. I mean, it was so ridiculous. My first watch through was subbed because I couldn't wait.
Right.
Yeah. That's saying something,
Yeah.
But have you seen any of that Dragon Ball Sparking Zero yet though? Like
not a whole lot.
I'm kind of excited for this game, just because the what if stories seem interesting.
I knew they were coming out with a new like Tenkaichi game, which that's what this is.
Yeah. But like what if Goku became Super Saiyan during the fight with Vegeta?
Be interesting.
Very interesting. What if there's some more. I can't think of what the others were. There was one to deal with Cell, I think. But like I am all for give me an alternate version of something because I've played through the Dragon Ball story too many times. That's kind of why I didn't pick up Kakarot, was because I was like, I've already played through all of this stuff.
I get it
multiple times.
I totally get it.
So having this, having some variation or some what if stuff, could be interesting. But yeah, that's all I got.
Okay.
I will say, I don't know if you saw the Xbox event that happened.
I know it happened.
But there's some good stuff from there that I'm kind of excited about. There's a game coming to Game Pass. Where is it?
I
Where's
did
the coming
see
soon?
that the next Call of Duty, Black Ops 6, is like 300 gigs.
That they came out and debunked that.
Okay.
Yeah, but they wouldn't say how large it actually.
It's not 300. It's 299.
Yeah, they did come out and say that's not right. Where's the coming soon for Game Pass? There's one. Oh, here it is. There's a game, Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn. Looks amazing. I am super hyped for this game. There was a bunch of good games. This is actually coming out like next month, so it's something to actually be, excited for. Versus a lot of what was announced at the Xbox was like next year, like 2025, 2020, like give something now, like, there's a new Doom game, looks awesome. New Gears game, I don't know if it's supposed to be a prequel or I was very confused with the trailer, and I haven't really looked into it much after that. But
I knew a new Gear game was announced, and that was about it.
The Call of Duty thing, they have like a new movement system that's really cool. Like you can sprint any direction. You can sprint backwards and fire. You can sprint sideways and fire. You can jump backwards while shooting. I think they call it like dynamic movement or something. It looked really cool. Like it looks like they're really going all in on this Call of Duty. It's Treyarch's back to trying to get back to their glory days and putting like everything into this, because they had a Call of Duty event right after, or they had like I think it was like 25 minutes worth of Call of Duty stuff right after the Xbox event. And it seems like they're trying to trying to bring Call of Duty back to what it was, why people liked at least the Treyarch Call of Duties, with like the Black Ops, the original Black Ops games. And I'm excited because they're bringing back ground-based zombies, which yay, because I don't know what that zombies was in the latest Call of Duty, but that shit was garbage.
It was DMZ.
Yeah, that was bad. That was not zombies. That's not, yeah. But it's funny because you can, if you go to, if you go on Game Pass, whatever, Black Ops 6, pre-install, and then on the same page, available in 132 days, 1 hour 50. Like, why am I going to pre-install now? Why do you even have that option?
Because it's going to take that long to do it.
It's like, that is ridiculous. But there were some interesting games from that. I definitely try to look up some of the highlights, because there were, like I said, there were some interesting ones, including the Flintlock: Siege of Dawn, which it's coming to Game Pass on next month, which, considering it's actually coming in a month, I'm excited about that. I was looking for something now, because like I've really had a funk with gaming. I've really just haven't had anything or felt like playing anything, and I've been looking for something to bring me out of this funk of, I guess I'll just watch something, and I was wanting something like coming out now and not 2025, 2025, 2025. You know.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you about the critically acclaimed game Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah.
With this new expansion coming out next month.
I think they also showed off new Assassin's Creed.
Yes,
you'd be
yes, they
interested
did.
in that. Yeah.
Yeah, I will definitely play it.
I know you will. Oh, they showed off new flight simulator where you can have jobs now.
I mean, people
be a
kind of
crop
role played that
duster.
already.
You can deliver cargo. Be a skywriter. You can like it just I was just like, wait, what? Well, isn't this stuff that's already been in the game? I guess, but I guess
not officially.
Unofficially.
People were just role playing that.
Yeah, I mean, the game looks amazing. It looks absolutely like, photorealistic, just about.
I mean,
so
the last one did.
That's impressive.
So
yeah, that's impressive there. But it's just like, yeah.
One thing I did see is that the next Dragon Age got a name change. And was also shown off, and people are not happy.
Is it co-op?
No, it's just it's not what the game was. Like, it's not like I feel like there was a diversion from, during Dragon Age Inquisition, but like it's somebody called it it's got a Microsoft look now.
Huh.
Like, it doesn't, like, it's got a style, which Dragon Age didn't have before. Dragon Age
is EA though, right?
Yes.
So why would Microsoft have anything to do with it?
Game Pass has EA Play.
I guess, but like, it's still coming to all the other stuff. So it's still coming to PC and PlayStation and all that, but yeah, the thing they showed, they kind of focused on like characters, and they're different types, like, if I remember correctly, and it kind of felt like, wait, is this going to be like a co-op thing, or?
No, that's just that's how the Dragon Age, that's how BioWare games were.
Well, they were like, every team has like, or our team kind of made it seem like there was, maybe that was going to be something.
Yeah, and then the last character shown was all hooded and mysterious. Like, okay, that's your character.
Yeah.
But just
okay. I've never played, so I don't know. I'm just guessing from what I've seen, from what I saw on that thing. But yeah, there was some interesting stuff for sure.
The first two Dragon Age games were CRPG games, like Baldur's Gate. Only the camera was not stuck above it. You could actually, you actually kind of bought behind them.
South of Midnight, that's another one that looks really good. It's kind of like a weird, like, we're in the bayou, like Louisiana bayou, and there's monsters and stuff roaming around, and is it an apocalypse, or is this just how the world is, or like, interesting. The Indiana Jones, whoever they got to voice Indiana Jones in that game, it's not bad. He's not bad for, being like an imitation of Harrison Ford, I remember thinking that. I'm looking through a list of what they announced: the Gears of War, Doom, State of Decay 3, Indiana Jones, Perfect Dark looks good. They had a remake of that. Starfield DLC. World of Warcraft expansion. Yeah, Dragon's Age. Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater. That's a remake, right? Was there already a Snake Eater?
That was 3.
Okay, I thought so. Yeah,
that was Metal Gear Solid 3.
Yeah, I thought that was. I don't. I've only played one Metal Gear Solid, and that was 4. So I don't know.
I've watched somebody play the other ones.
Because it was. Here's something. Because people like the ghoul from Fallout show, they're gonna allow you to play as a ghoul in the future. That's an update coming.
I feel like people wanted to do that from the beginning.
Probably, but like since people were like, "Oh man, that ghoul is hot," because yeah, people thought the Walter Goggins ghoul was
People have
a ghoul
issues.
a ghoul daddy or something. I think that was the term.
Stop giving people what they want, because they don't. Stop it.
Stalker 2, yeah, interesting. Diablo 4 stuff. Avowed. I'm still excited. I'm hopeful for Avowed.
So am I.
I hope that turns out to be good.
It was announced so damn long ago, and we've seen nothing since. I want that to be good.
New Life is Strange.
I kind of fell off on the last one. The last one did not appeal to me at all.
Well, this one's like, oh, it's if I remember correctly, this one's like, oh, it's another universe where my best friend didn't die, and I have to somehow I can go back and forth between the universes, and I have to try to save her in both universes. And it was very like, my head hurts. Like, what? There's a crazy mech game they showed off. I literally thought it was the Gundam game. It looked like it was a Gundam game, but no, it's like Mech Break or something like that. Elder Scrolls Online, Sea of Thieves. You can play as the villain in Sea of Thieves now. Okay,
there's a villain.
I guess, I don't know.
I've not played Sea of Thieves since launch. I have no idea.
I mean, people love it. It's still, I guess, it's still popular enough to where it's making them money. You know.
I guess.
So, yeah.
I did.
New Fable was announced.
I was about to say I did see the trailer for Fable.
So Midnight State of Decay. Atomfall, which I'm like, isn't this just like Fallout? This looks kind of like this kind of looks like Fallout-ish. Expedition 33. That was a interesting. Yeah, there's some good stuff, but but a lot of it's coming out like next year or later. So it's kind of like, okay, and you didn't have anything you could say, oh, this is out now. Like, why don't companies do that anymore? You know? Even if it's just something small, like,
yeah.
You know? I am glad we're getting that one game though. Next month. I'm excited for that. That looks good. But anyways.
Avowed is supposed to come out this year. Just we don't have a confirmed date.
Which means it could get pushed.
Yeah. Because
So,
if you look on Steam, it says plan to release in 2024.
Yeah. Which, if it needs to be pushed, push it.
Absolutely.
You know. We don't want another Redfall.
No. But this is Obsidian now, so.
Yeah. Anyways, I guess we can wrap things up. Be sure to we're right now the Twitch is up, so I guess follow Stuart on Twitch, twitch.tv/casual terror. I'm toying with the idea of like streaming, but like I said, I just don't know what I would stream because like I've been in a gaming funk, you know, like I'll download some games and start to play and be like, I just don't feel like this.
Yeah.
And I'll stop and I'll switch to something else. And, you know, I need something to get me excited for gaming, you know. I fired up Destiny just because the new stuff launched and I just was curious to see like what was in the store, you know, the cosmetic store. Seems like they've completely gone away from the currency you could like earn, like, and now everything's just paid. So that's fun. They do have D&D stuff, which is interesting.
I did see that they had D&D stuff.
Yeah, it seems like everything's partnering with D&D maybe a little late after the D&D craze, like, and after the controversy.
And Hasbro pissed everybody off.
Yeah, the controversy and stuff like that. But yeah, there's that, and yeah, I don't know. I was like, oh, okay. It floated me into like the first like mission or whatever. I was able to play that for free, and I was like, okay. I did that, and I was like, so I'm done. I'm not. It's like, oh, now you have to pay. I'm nope, not paying. So I'm done with Destiny. But yeah, I've been firing up stuff and quitting, and you know, because it's like I don't feel like playing this really, and then trying something else, and so you know, I'm just looking for that one game to get me hooked to start playing more and more games. But
too bad this season of Fortnite is not great.
Is it not great? Okay, wasn't the last one kind of?
I really enjoyed the last one, but this one is all apocalypse and everything's the meta is cars. Like you can put turrets on cars, like
is it like Mad Max ish?
It's very Mad Max. Although there's not a Mad Max crossover. But
strange.
They don't give you a good way to fight against the cars. Like they had items that EMP grenades or like a rocket launcher that locked on cars. Nope, those aren't available. So if you're not in a car, hopefully you can aim well and shoot through the windows.
Yeah, I played a little bit of Apex when the first season launched, but that doesn't seem exciting either. Like, just seems more of the same.
I will say there is a Fallout crossover though. Like there is Nuka-Cola on the map you can drink, and it gives you like a boost. Like it gives you more damage and everything. And in the battle pass, there is power armor.
Of course there is. I expect the store to have the boys stuff soon, if not already, because that just started, I think. The new season of that. So I expect something.
It'd be they have an Invincible, but still, it's still a kid's game.
I mean, just the skins. It's not like,
Right, but
you can have just the skins of the characters, because like Homelander is a cool looking character, you know. Like some of those characters are cool looking, you know. But you know, you just don't, you know. But yeah, boy, yeah, Invincible gets violent for sure. Anyways, and be sure to follow us on Twitter. Stuart's at Casual Terror. I'm at Will Play Games _ They did change it to x.com now. And it
but
seems like they've
if
gotten
you
rid
go
of...
to twitter.com, it still says twitter.com.
Does it? I thought it goes back to...
It's supposed to.
No, it's X. They changed it.
I'm
yeah.
100% on twitter.com.
Really? Because I just went to twitter.com and it redirected me to X.
You can't really see.
Yeah, it redirected me to X. Weird.
I don't have a scene that shows this bigger. But mine, it's 100% still says twitter.com.
Weird. Yeah, mine, twitter.com goes straight to x.com. Twitter.com/willplaygames_ goes to, yeah, odd. I wonder if you still have, like, maybe you still have twitter.com cached in your whatever.
I don't go to Twitter.
I don't know. Yeah, weird.
No, yeah, I just went to my twitter.com/casual terror.
Twitter.com/casual terror. Yeah, it redirects to x.com site. It's weird. I wonder. Site's broken.
Surprise. That's what happens when you fire all your staff.
Yeah. Anyways, we will catch you next time.
And remember, no animal harm reading this podcast.